This is a Headgum podcast.
$57,854. That was the fine leveled by the Department of Labor against America's fastest-growing cookie chain for dozens of violations of child labor laws. With estimated annual revenue of $12.7 billion, the penalty against the Utah-based confectionery didn't even qualify as a slap on the wrist. And it represents a troubling trend in the food service industry, with American labor power ascending for the first time since the blight of Reaganism, and successful unionization efforts affecting chain restaurants in particular. Corporations and their enablers have sought out fresh meat to grind in the gears of capitalism, in the form of children. In 2022, Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes, and Subway were all fined for illegally employing children in dangerous or after-hours roles, and the problem is even worse up the supply chain, where vulnerable immigrant children are increasingly employed as farm laborers and at meatpacking plants. So today, a growing wave of red states are addressing these egregious breaches by repealing child labor laws. Arkansas Governor and Wario's Princess Peach, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, proudly signed a law rolling back her state's child labor laws this year. And Iowa's state senate recently pulled an all-night session to pass a bill allowing children to work longer and later hours, as well as serve alcohol. But as protections for children in the workplace seem to be eroding, a practice that will no doubt be further enabled by an activist right-wing judiciary, progress has at least been made on a different social issue: marijuana. In the late 1990s, led by the Live and Let Smoke left coast, America began decriminalizing medical marijuana state by state. In 2012, after Washington and Colorado legalized recreational marijuana, other states swiftly followed their lead. And as of today, pot is fully legal in 21 states. And when you can track the munchies after sparking a spliff of Sticky Icky purchased from a storefront dispensary, you can satisfy your cravings with some sweet treats from one of the now 400 locations of the cookie bakery that's taken TikTok by storm. Just know your order may have been prepared by small hands. This week, on a special 420 edition of Doughboys, buddy, Crumbl Cookies.
It's the Doughboys!
Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Nick Weiger, along with my co-host, Real Big Filet-O-Fish, the Spoon Man Mike Mitchell.
That is a funny one.
That's a good one. That's from Alex at Lame Rod, like the ska
Lame
band,
Rod.
but McDonald's, XOXO,
That's good.
roastspoonman@gmail.com.
That's and I like Real Big Fish. Don't you have some sort of connection to Real Big Fish? Isn't someone from your high school in the band?
A couple of people from my high school, Tavis
Wow.
Wirtz, who I believe listens to the pod on occasion,
Wow.
and Danny Regan, the trumpet and trombone player in a certain era of Real Big Fish, respectively, were Long Beach Poly High grads and contemporaries of mine. And Brandon Wirtz, who is Tavis's younger brother, a very good friend of mine who does listen to the podcast. You met Brandon. He came no, you didn't meet him because you weren't fucking there. This was I just remember that we had the LA live show on Gabrus's podcast. We did the High and Mighty,
right.
the Power Hour,
was-
and
I
then
was
you were in a basement in Quincy, Massachusetts,
That's right.
on FaceTime.
in Ramondi's house.
I'm sorry, in Ramondi's house. Yes, of course.
Mhm.
You want to make sure the internet connection was extra shitty for this live show that people paid money for.
It was fun having
was
me remotely. Sell Out, right? Isn't
Sell Out, yeah.
Sell Out with me? Oh yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Wags, cookies everywhere without a crumb to eat.
Yeah, as sailors used to say.
It makes sense for today's episode.
It absolutely does, bitch. I'm not arguing with you.
Mhm. What is the real saying?
Water everywhere
everywhere
with
with
none
the-
of it to drink.
Without a drop to drink? Is that
So
what
it might be without a drop to drink, yeah.
Mm.
Our guests are nodding along.
So that meant
Probably, I'm guessing not listening, just sort of like...
I want to share so much, but I'm just patiently waiting.
So that was about them like sailing on the ocean and then
Yes.
being like, fuck, I want to drink the ocean, but I can't.
Can't drink salt water, Mitch.
Mm.
Can't do it.
All right, that makes sense.
First rule of lifeboats.
So they're stranded. That's kind of that brings a little darker.
Yeah, that's
twist.
the whole idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, because otherwise, a water would be, you'd excess water. You'd have water.
Yeah, no, I know.
lifeboat,
I
no.
get that. Yeah, but I thought that like maybe they were just like fishing and they're like, I'm thirsty right now and looking at it.
Just a lower stakes version of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same principle.
I kind of have thought about maybe becoming a fisherman in some way. If I went back to Massachusetts, I mean, it's like the hardest life ever,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be good at it. But I think it just the idea of maybe getting lost at sea seems nice.
I mean, you could just slap on a raincoat and go to Hollywood Boulevard and be the Morton's guy. Pose for pictures with tourists.
That might be honestly, it might be a nice runner-up spot instead of being an actual fisherman.
Right.
It feels like a tough job, but I love the old ocean, Wags. We're both ocean boys.
We're both ocean guys.
We are.
We love the ocean.
I'm an Atlantic, you're a Pacific man.
Yep.
That's
the dynamic of the podcast.
Howdy ho to Spood Nation. Emma, let's hit him with a little drop.
Cannabis. THC. Cannabis. The munchies.
I smoked a lot of weed. That's all I said.
I just feel pretty good. I feel like pretty laid back, and this is, hey, things are all right. Happy eating, buddy.
Oh my God. I liked it.
A very fitting drop for 420, buddy.
Is today 420?
This episode is releasing on 420, Mitch.
Hey, all right, dude. That's cool. Were you in your younger days, you weren't a weed smoker, right?
I smoked some weed like in high school and college.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really took to it in the way I took to like alcohol, which is so much more destructive. And I just like, it's like, I wish I could have willed myself to be a marijuana person versus an alcohol person, but that's not what my body craved.
I smoked. Well, you also probably had the same experience of, I should read who sent the
Yes,
drop
please.
in. This drop is certified dank for your 420 needs.
Hell yeah.
Love the show Burger Brigade for life. Why the fuck? From Ian. I won't say his last name.
Thanks, Ian.
Sent December 27th, 2018.
No way.
Yep.
That's from over 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess under 5 years ago.
Ian may have fucking
Just under
started
5 years
COVID
ago.
for all we know.
Wow.
Might have been fucking patient zero.
I'm just impressed that one was dug out of the archives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's DK for you.
Like fucking, he's like fucking Obi-Wan in the Jedi archives going through, this drop's not there.
Hopefully he doesn't kill any of the younglings. the Doughboys younglings, which we have. I smoked weed when I was younger.
Yeah.
But this is like, and this sounds like the old man. We should introduce our guest.
Let's introduce our guest, because this could not be more on topic for this episode.
Yeah.
Our guest today hosts the cannabis and food podcast, Weed and Grub. Coming back to the show, Mike Glazer and Mary Jane Gibson. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for coming.
What a treat.
Delight. Happy high holidays, everyone.
Hey, dude.
Happy high holidays, buddy.
Yeah, what's up?
So, Mitch, you were just talking about you
Yes.
you getting into weed, your induction.
And also,
into
so
the
you know, we
CKD.
drug test, so we made sure that they weren't using any weed. You guys,
Yes.
you guys had to stop smoking for what, a couple of weeks before you came on, right?
Yeah.
I thought I had to fail a drug test to get on here,
Oh,
which I did.
Emma, we shouldn't let Emma be in charge of the drug test.
Yeah, but we didn't want to handle anyone's urine. We're like, send it, Emma.
I passed the COVID test. Failed the drug test.
Also, sorry, Emma, but thank you for handling my urine. I don't know. I don't know.
Emma, we should mention as we've talked about on the show, an avid pot enthusiast herself, wearing a coffee and cannabis shirt today. Is that a combo that works for either of you?
Yes, absolutely.
I actually put this on by accident this morning. This was a mistake,
Wow.
but my two favorite substances in one spot.
So that's
Wow.
just endemic to your identity. It's just you're like,
Yep.
this is a shirt I'll wear today.
Yeah.
Part of the
Wow.
regular rotation.
Wow.
I was gonna say if it was some other shirt that just had like another fucking weed thing on it. I'm sure Emma. How many shirts do you have that are like 420 type shirts?
I don't know. I'd have to go count them. Too many, probably.
The coffee and cannabis is also known as the Seattle Speedball.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
That's cool as hell.
That seems like that would drive me insane. Like
Yeah.
that's like I don't like jitters from coffee, and then if I was high and felt any anxiety, it would make me feel crazy. I would not like it. And the reason that I stopped smoking weed was kind of the anxiousness that I would get from it, because it was two things. I've talked about this before, but it was either I would smoke regularly and then be cloudy, I'd be like in a haze,
Right.
or I would smoke every so often. I don't know if that's weird, but and then I would smoke every so often and then get anxious. So that's like where I like finally just. But I used to smoke a lot back in the day.
But both of those things sound awful.
Both of them were bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, neither of them were good. There was like a good in between, of course. Like there were times where I like really liked smoking and I did it wise. I was gonna say the thing I was gonna say that makes me feel dated is like remember buying like bags of like what I don't know what they're called, chafe or whatever what was like the shake, like it was just like a bag that looked like oregano. It's like why people use oregano, and like there would be sticks and seeds in it. This is back in Quincy. It also felt very like when I was 15 years old, it felt like, oh my God, this is like so illegal. I'm gonna get like this you can't get much worse than this. Like like as far as like being in trouble or something.
Unless you're like me and you were selling that seedy, sticky bullshit in Missouri at the time. That was not one of my finer days. Ziploc bags of bad weed was tough.
Yeah.
Where in Missouri are we talking?
So you just had Mort on the show.
Mort Berg. We love Mort.
Berg. Didn't know it, but I'm also a St. Louisan. I grew up in St. Louis.
Wow.
And my very first summer job ever was the cash register at Emo's Pizza.
Wow.
Emo's.
Yeah.
Emo's Pizza.
Or we were talking about my last name earlier.
Yeah.
Emo's versus Imos.
Yeah.
I think it's Emo's.
You work there and you're unclear.
I wasn't good at it. I was very bad at it.
What do you know what the St. Louisan pronunciation of it is? Because I forget if it's Imos or Emo. I forget which one. But they get mad at you, like every other local thing.
Yeah.
They're just like, you got it wrong, we're mad. We hear that all the time. But it's one of the two. So you're about to be fucking crucified. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get skewered. And they follow me on Instagram. This is going to be a disaster.
Oh, no.
Did you ever combine your two professions? Like, were you selling while you were working there?
That was why I worked there and I was bad at it, is because I would sell that terrible weed by the dumpster in the back. I was a Kevin Smith. I was a walking Kevin Smith movie. You know, like it was pretty typical. Yeah.
All right, boys, we got him. This is a sting operation from Wags and I.
You have my drug test.
We got your drug test. We got you admitting that you used Emos as your front or Imos. Did you like the pizza there? I feel like people are very.
I loved it.
I
still love it.
Wow.
I think it's a better cheese than. Well, that's a stretch. I love it. I don't want to compare pie places, but I think Provel is delicious.
Wow.
I've never tried St. Louis style, so
Me neither.
Maybe we gotta go do a tour there or Kansas City. I don't want right. We can get barbecue over there too.
Yeah, I have had St. Louis barbecue. I don't remember what place I went to.
What'd you think?
Okay.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'd like to share because Mary Jane, we were in St. Louis for some shows, and Mary Jane, you tried toasted ravioli from Emo's for the first time.
Oh, I sure did. Piping hot. Right.
What did you think?
It was great. The counter person found out that it was my first time at, I'm going to say Emo's, Hard and Strong. And
I like it.
Emo's and the counter person who I think also enjoys the good reefer.
Oh yeah.
Because she looked pretty happy and she found out it was, and she like deposited a toasted ravioli into my outstretched hands like I was taking communion for the first time. And I ate it hot sitting right at the counter right there, and it was a revelation. It was both.
Wow. And maybe a revolution too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It was great.
Doughboys live under the St. Louis Arch. What do you think? Arch.
Yeah, it's not an ark.
It'd be scary.
Fucking huge boat portending a flood. No, it's an arch.
Doughboys live under the St. Louis Arch.
My dad talked to me about the engineering of the arch, and he was like, they had to build it from the bottom up and then connect them at the top.
Wow.
And so they had, like, the surveying had to be so precise that if they were off by like a quarter of an inch, they wouldn't have connected.
I just imagine the day when they get up there and someone fucked up.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
Sucks.
Steve.
Fucking Steve. Yeah. You know, your dad's got some great facts. We text all the time.
He's a fat guy.
Hey,
Yeah.
I thought you called him a fat guy for a
No,
second.
not a fat guy.
Yeah.
No.
Wags,
Please, please, fat guy is me. My father is fact guy.
Why? I stopped. I smoked like the shake.
Yes.
Like that. Like but that was like in like out of like soda cans. Like also, it got so much better just like years later. But when I went to Ithaca, that's where I was like, oh, there's like nice full nuggets, and like it was way nicer at that point. And then like smoked for a while. But then out here, I did do it for like the first 10 years I was out here, but slowly trickled off, and I don't do it anymore.
It's such a strange climate to have lived through. I think this applies to all of us, but to have lived through like the effective like prohibition era, where it's just like this is just illegal everywhere, and you're just like, you will go to prison if we catch you with this. To now, it's like it's decriminalized or outright legalized in most states in the country. Obviously, there's still the federal ban, and you know much more detail wise about how all this works. But it's like, it's so strange that just dispensaries are businesses. And then when I was younger, I remember just being like an illicit thing. Like it was like seeing cocaine at a party. It's like, oh my God, you have weed, you know?
Yeah.
So wild.
Yeah.
It felt dangerous back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I also was like kind of a narc. I was like kind of like a little Donnie Brasco. I was like working undercover and I was ratting people out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Why would you do that, Mitch?
Because because bottom line for me, I'm kind of like a cop. That's on the 420 episode, I want to say I'm a little bit like a cop. No, I would never.
That blue line, not so thin.
I got a big, thick blue line. No, I was not. I never narked anyone out.
Yeah.
I do remember. I shouldn't say his name. Maybe I could believe it, but one of the guys, I'll call him Holland. That's what I'll call him. I said his last name.
That's more of an identifier than his first name.
Yeah.
You really are a narc.
I fucked up. I remember he like sold me a bag of weed and it was like really bad. It was like all stems.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want this. And then I told him, I was like, I don't really want it. And I gave it to my other friend, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just call him Joe.
Great.
You know what's funny? Holland's name is Joe Holland.
Oh, no.
But I gave it to my other friend, Joe Tormey. And I was like, give it back to Joe. I was like, give it back to Joe.
Yeah.
And then Joe Tormey smoked the entire bag.
Wow.
And then Joe Holland was like, you give me your weed. I was like, I gave it to Joe to give back to you. He was like, you owe me money. So I was like, but Joe did. And he was like, no, you owe me money. I was like, okay. And then
Wow.
I didn't want to pay it. And then he was like, I'm going to fight you. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, I'll pay it. He's like, I still want to fight you. And I was like, oh, God. So I didn't want to fight him. And then my friend Justin was like, he wants to fight you. And I was like, I know. He's like, come with me. We're going to go for a walk. So the three of us went with a walk.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, fight each other. So we just fought each other in front of my friend Justin. And we were throwing fists at each other. And he gave me a bloody nose.
Wow.
And then I was like, can we stop? And he's like, yeah, we can stop. So that was like my only time I got in trouble for weed.
A third party made you throw hands.
Justin,
Like squash
Justin
a
he
beat.
was one of my best friends. I love
Wow.
Justin. You met Justin.
I met Justin.
Yeah,
Lovely
yeah.
man.
But we fought in front of Justin. Got a bloody nose.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like honor code and
It was a little bit like honor code, and also like
100%.
when you get the bloody nose, you're just kind of like, I guess it's over. I guess I've lost.
Mm.
mhm.
Like when you get the bloody nose, it's a done deal. I think it might be a rule in boxing. In the UFC, if someone gets a bloody nose, I think it's over.
Yeah, they just call it.
They call it.
Yeah. Judge Mills Lane waves it off. I wanted to ask Mary Jane, because we're talking about Mike being from St. Louis. Where are you from?
Is that
What
the
food did you grow up
celebrity
with?
death match?
I was just going to ask that
Yeah, the
as well.
judge.
Bald head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it on. That was his whole thing.
But if he's ending the match, what do you say? Let's
Get
cool
it
it
off?
off.
Yeah, let's get it off.
Let's get off. Yeah.
Let's get off.
That makes sense.
Is that what Justin said?
Yeah, he did when I was my nose bled. He said, "Let's get it off," and I stopped.
Yeah.
Let's get it off.
You guys had to do like an autofocus thing. Justin's just watching and
If that, I would have beaten Joe in that match. I definitely would have won. Would have been done so fast. Probably give myself a bloody nose. How fast I went.
That's like an anime trope. Someone gets like so like aroused or like so like excited that they get a bloody nose. It's like a nerdy guy and a girl's into him and his nose starts bleeding spontaneously.
Interesting how you knew that immediately.
I watch anime. What do you want from me?
But it sounds like you watch horny anime.
No, it's not necessarily horny anime. Does it happen more in horny anime? Yeah, but it's not exclusive to horny anime.
It's like when their eyes get really, really, really big and then kind of tear up and then like just a slow nosebleed.
Sometimes that happens.
Whoa,
but
slow down, Mary Jane. I'm getting. Whoa.
You all have bloody noses.
It's also sometimes like explosive. It's like, like it's very exaggerated.
I kind of want to watch some horny anime.
Okay, let's watch some. Yeah. We can make it a month on the Patreon.
All right, great.
Mary... What do you want to watch? You want to watch High School DxD, Kanagawa Jet Girls? Got a lot of options.
Okay, all right. Again, very quick with the options. Let's do Anime August. Anime August. I don't know. I was trying to come up with something. Yeah, we'll do it.
We got options.
Great.
And one has to be jack-offable.
Yeah, we can all be jack-offable.
All right, great. All right, good. Anyways, what were you guys saying?
I was asking Mary Jane where she was from and what food she grew up with.
As long as one can be Jill-offable as well. I'm into this whole situation. I'll join in. I'm a salty North Atlantic girl.
Okay.
I grew up in Newfoundland and in a fishy family. My dad and sister and grandmother were all fisheries scientists. And then you were talking about getting lost at sea.
Yeah.
I worked on an Alaskan fishing boat for a while.
Wow.
So love both East and West Coast water worlds.
How are things up? Are the seas calmer up in Calmer? Calmer.
Are they calm? Are they calm? Are they calm up there? And man, that really calmer.
It is a weird word. We can all agree.
Yeah, it's that weird L.
That's do you pronounce the L?
Is it calm?
Calm.
Is it calm?
It'd be better if it was CAHM, maybe.
Shit.
Calm.
Calm.
Calm is easier to say. Calm.
Calm.
It sounds like kind of like cum.
It does sound kind of like cum. When you were saying it, it sounded kind of like cum.
Cum.
Are the seas
Now you are just saying cum.
Are the seas cum where I come from?
Are the seas come where you come?
They're made of cum.
How is it up there? I've never been. I've never been up your way.
You're from Massachusetts.
Yeah. So not too far. I mean, it is far, I guess, but
it's kind of a straight shot, and they're pretty similar in that sort of like salty fisher person culture. Newfoundland's where the Titanic sank off of, so it's like icebergs and seals. Not too calm.
Yeah.
The perfect storm was sort of like they left from Gloucester, I think.
That's
and then
what
they
I was
were fishing off of kind of like that area outside the perimeter between Newfoundland and Massachusetts. So
when I was thinking of getting lost at sea, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of, that big wave at the end
Storm.
of Perfect Storm. I haven't revisited it in a while. I don't know if it's any good, but
it was great.
Yeah, at the time I liked it. Wahlberg.
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if it holds up, but I remember it being cool.
Wahlberg, Clooney. Who's the third? Who's the third fisherman? Who's the third big actor in it?
Oh man,
Matt Damon.
Is it Damon?
It's like a Damon vehicle.
It might be It might be
I
Damon.
wanted to say it was like Tim Robbins or something, but I don't remember. I thought there was like a character-y guy in there.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
So you're from that neck of the woods.
I am.
The Perfect Storm neck of the woods. Okay, so not calm at all. That's
not
scary.
calm.
Okay, all right. For whatever reason, I thought when you went up north, it like leveled out a little bit. But I guess the ocean is scary wherever. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
It's pretty right now in Newfoundland, the sea ice is coming down from the north, and it's all icebergs and where the seals pop on the ice, and it's pretty wild.
That's cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's bad from global warming. I don't know which one it is.
The third male lead was a character actor, but is no one we named.
I know who it is.
You know who it is?
It's Dewey Cox. It's
John C. Reilly.
John
yes,
C.
you're
Reilly.
correct. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
I forgot his name. Yeah. That just popped when you say I just popped into my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't picture. I've not seen the movie, so I will see it now because I can't picture him. He's like, "Whoa, there's like a wave coming" or something. Because that's how I picture his acting.
Yeah, I mean that's a quote from the movie you just recited.
Oh, really?
Can we watch it during Anime Month?
Yeah, we'll throw in One Perfect Storm.
All right, great. Perfect.
And we'll jack off to it. I mean,
perfect.
Oh, these seas are calm.
A wave that mighty and powerful? We gotta jack off to it. Anyway,
what's the food like in Newfoundland?
A lot of like kind of hard Scrabble things that you would have to like use to get through the winter. Salt cod, One of
Wow.
my favorite things are called scrunchions, and they're like fat back pork that are fried up into tiny little juicy, salty, crunchy pork bits that you can then put across like a fish and bruise, which is a traditional salt cod fish pie made with hardtack. It all sounds disgusting, but you know,
this is cool as hell.
It's like very it's sustenance for hard workers. Basically, it's you know, a lot of rum.
A lot cooler than St. Louis.
That's so true. Her grocery store in Newfoundland used to be a hockey rink. And so the scoreboard says like fruits and vegetables on it and stuff.
It's pretty great. The
awesome.
Memorial
Wild.
Stadium, they left up the whole scoreboard. So like when you're shopping for cereal, you can just
That's
look up.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
And it's still on ice?
Yeah, definitely. You have to strap on your skates when you walk in.
Do you find yourself like? Are you often craving seafood? Do you find that the seafood you find in other places can't live up to what you grew up with? What's your relationship to seafood?
I love seafood, but I definitely like. Yeah, you know, when you've grown up eating like stuff that you caught yourself,
right?
You know, I don't necessarily order a lot of salmon, for instance, but I do love. I just had some cod last week and some halibut, and that's my comfort food.
I like halibut quite a lot.
Nice piece of halibut over some greens. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom makes a great baked haddock.
You talked about this baked haddock.
Great baked haddock.
Yeah.
Great. Grandma's recipe.
Ooh.
Very good. I was used to just, I mean, and also comparatively, you know, Quincy's on the water, but like comparatively probably less seafood than what you were dealing with, but still a lot. Every week at least some sort of fish dish, I feel like. Burke Seafood,
right?
Wags, I've told you, great spot. But on the West Coast, I'm sure it was probably. Were you having seafood like once a week for dinner? Because we usually had it at least once a week.
It was
some sort of seafood.
It
and
was
lobsters
less
were
of
like not rare to have.
Yeah, it was less of a thing in our household, but I think that's partly because, you know, my parents came from more inland California, and then they eventually moved over. So like, you know, it was like growing up, it was more, you know, like Arcadia is a little bit more inland. It's they went to UC Riverside, which is like Inland Empire, and it just got a kind of more of like a you know, deserty sort of like culture. It's a little bit less about, you know, just fresh seafood is not as available. So it's less of a thing in our household. I actually got into it more as an adult. But yeah, I didn't grow up with that sort of, I certainly didn't have your experience of growing up with like fresh caught seafood all the time, and actually had kind of an aversion for it until I was older. Like I thought it was like yeah, fish is gross.
It is gross though. That's the thing. Like fish
it is
can be so gross.
It can be gross, yeah.
And like I think that so many people don't encounter like fish being delicious ever in their lifetime. So they're just like, fish is disgusting. And it totally is. It's like so many other things. Unless you have it when it's yummy, it is gross.
Well, that was like
even as a kid, like I ate that baked haddock and like loved fish and chips, which was like readily available everywhere.
But like old fish
is nasty, and I would eat even shrimp as a kid, which I think is weird. But like stuff like mussels and oysters took me a while to get on board with that. That was harder.
That for sure. But once I got into like sushi, I'm like, oh man, this is great. Like once I discovered that, and you kind of have the on ramp with some of like a California roll or crab roll. It's a little bit more accessible, but
that's interesting. Like mayo is the vehicle.
Yes, right.
Enjoying fish.
Yeah, it does a lot. 100%.
Fucking nasty.
In that California roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like bad mussel, like if you have bad versions of those or like a chewy mussel, that is like disgusting. And that was like, I mean, it still is. Like bad seafood is pretty gnarly. I wouldn't want to eat any bad.
No.
I wouldn't want to eat any bad food, but like bad seafood specifically seems grosser for whatever reason.
Yeah, like you can eat a weird old burger and still be fine, but you can't really eat like a weird old mussel and, and survive. Or maybe you can, I don't know.
You know what I fucking love, and I never would have thought I would love it as a kid, is eel.
Ooh.
Yes. Eel is great.
Wow.
Unagi?
Yeah, I'll have some unagi.
I don't eat enough. I don't eat a lot. I shouldn't say I don't eat enough eel, but I don't really
Mitch, you got to eat more eel.
I got to eat more eel.
Doctor's been telling you that.
You're going to see me in here just slurping it down like spaghetti.
It's still the little...
little electricity going off the end of its tail. It's electric eel. In this
out of
case.
your ears. And that's fun.
I will. I maybe should eat more. I mean, like maybe in sushi. That was me getting shocked.
We got it.
Anime month is going to be pretty wild.
Yeah, how often in like anime will like a guy eat an eel and be like does that happen often? Would you say? Or
yeah, I mean it'll happen.
I never eat eel. But eel also, I don't know. Is eel like a big Northeast stuff for whatever reason? I feel like I never like saw a lot of it either.
They eat them in France. There's a huge eel called the conger eel that grow to be up to 6 feet long.
Wow.
They're these huge sort of like deep ocean, open water eels, and they're delicious. And they serve them in steaks, like sliced sort of like crosswise, and they come, like, I don't even know, like it's just sort of like a swordfish texture almost. And I feel like that is also available maybe in the Northeast in America and Canada, but we don't eat it so much there. It's like a French thing.
Swordfish for me also, like any thick fish, I'm still not like huge on like a fish steak. I don't usually.
Mahi-mahi?
I do. I don't get me wrong. I've had them and like enjoyed them, but like a thicker, one's like as thick as a steak. I'm not as interested in it.
Yeah. I prefer the flaky.
Yeah.
The cod, the halibut, the haddock, the pollock.
I'm with you. 100%. Yeah. And lobster, I realized I was saying that I had lobster a lot growing up that people were going to make fun of me, but it's the truth. It wasn't an expensive thing.
No, I think it's a shorthand for a like this high class meal. Like but certainly in parts of the Northeast and in other parts of the world, it's just widely available, and so it's not a sort of thing you're going to break the bank. It has to be a special occasion only thing. You don't have to go to Red Lobster for it.
It was a peasant food at one point.
Wasn't it historically?
Yeah.
But now you're walking up and down your stairs eating lobster tails nonstop.
About to be eels.
And eels?
Yeah, now it's going to be eel.
Just eel and lobster.
Also, I'm going to say this. Fuck you, first of all. Newfoundland is great because also when you read it, it's Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's one of the cool. You know what? You said another one. Arcadia is kind of cool because it sounds like an arcade.
Yeah.
But Newfoundland. Great name.
That's a great name. Yeah.
How do you say it though, mate?
Well, Newfoundlanders pronounce it to rhyme with understand. Newfoundland, understand. But I think most people say Newfoundland or Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
So it's one of those things where, when you're from there, you say it different. But it's like nobody from there is actually mad at anyone saying it, like they're not from there.
Okay. They're not like our listeners.
Yeah.
There will be one Newfoundlander who listens to the podcast and he'll be mad.
Well, I appreciate that because the thing that Newfoundlanders do get mad about is Newfie, which is like the sort of, people shorten it. They say, oh, you're a Newfie. And Newfoundlanders do sort of take offense to that.
Newfie.
A Newfie.
Sounds like a skateboard style.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
That's cool. Like Goofy.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. So I shouldn't have said it because Newfoundlanders don't like it.
Yeah. No, but that's good to know because
that dude popped a Newfie.
Oh, no, here come the cops. Hurry up, one more Newfie. Mitch is coming.
Dude, we got like 4 or 5 Newfies in. Newfie. All right. It's kind of like you're being an asshole if you call someone a Newfie.
Yeah, it's what the rest of Canada refers to Newfoundlanders as.
Got it.
Newfoundlanders are like often the butt of Canadian jokes. Like, I suppose like people from Arkansas are the butt of,
sure.
jokes. Like it's one of those things where they're just like, don't say that about us.
Florida. I feel like Florida gets a lot of the United States jokes.
But
right?
but Florida is like very populous. Newfoundland is not as populous, right? It's a little bit more rural and remote.
Got it.
So
okay,
I think that's why the Arkansas example.
That's good.
Yeah.
And is Bill Clinton also from Newfoundland?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting.
Don't call me a Newfie. I hate when people call me Newfie.
The famous Newfoundlanders are like kind of like scattered around, Bill Clinton being one of them, and another one being a porn star, Shannon Tweed.
Wow.
She was from Newfoundland.
Tweed.
Yes,
all right,
I think.
I actually do like it a Newfoundland. Call me a Newfie all you want. Hey, is Socks from Newfoundland? I think Socks the cat might also
the Socks the cat's also from there.
Good.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Well, look, we have a lot to discuss about Crumbl Cookies, but we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more Doughboys. Welcome back to Doughboys. We're here with the host of Weed and Grub, Mike Glazer, Mary Jane Gibson, discussing this week's chain, Crumbl Cookies, which started in 2017 in Utah by Sawyer Hemsley and Jason McGowan. Oh, Utah and Jane. I feel like there was another Utah chain, Mitch, we talked about recently.
On Salt Lake, when we went to Salt Lake City, right?
Well, there was a Salt Lake chain. We went to a Ruby Snap in Salt Lake. That was
was a cookie place.
That was a cookie chain,
wild.
but it's not as big as this one because what's happened with Crumbl Cookies And their whole
by the way, I was looking up Socks the cat.
Yeah.
And it's taking me to presidentialpetmuseum.com, and it's not loading. Okay, here it is. Oh my God. Socks it has passed. But Presidential Pet Museum. You were really, Mike was really rooting for Socks to be dead.
He was an accomplice.
Yeah.
He knew what was going on with some of Clinton's shady stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Lolita document.
Socks killed Epstein.
Yeah.
So on this website, on presidentialpetmuseum.com, it's Socks the Cat, July 21st, 2013, by Presidential Pet Museum. This is the date of the article. But then it has votes. I guess you can vote on the presidential pets. Socks has got a 4.5 out of 5, it looks like. 167 votes.
That's weird to be voting on dead animals. Why are we doing that?
I don't know. Maybe if you like Socks a lot. Wow, here's Socks on Bill Clinton's shoulder. It's kind of cute.
But that's just going to be a
that's
proxy for people's politics, as all things are, right? It's just like why what Nixon's Nixon's dog Checkers shouldn't be downvoted just because of his affiliation with Nixon, you know?
It's true.
Yeah, he should
Maybe
probably
he's
be
a cute-
upvoted.
Yeah, he might be a cute dog. I don't fucking know.
Socks died in 2009 at the ripe old age of 20.
Whoa.
The Clintons issued the following statement. Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Should we stand?
Yeah, you guys should probably
Hand
sit.
over heart?
I'll
Okay,
sit because
yeah.
I'm the one reading it.
Yeah.
Socks brought much happiness to Chelsea and us over the years, and enjoyment to kids and cat lovers everywhere. We're grateful for those memories, and we especially want to thank our good friend Betty Curry for taking such loving care of Socks for so many years. We will spread Socks' ashes at Little St. James this afternoon. That's the end of it.
Wow.
And smoke a blunt in his honor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Emma also stood and put her hand over her heart.
Did you really, Emma? I do like Socks, despite
Cute cat.
Imagine how many times Socks try to like bury one of Clinton's loads.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
At least 6. I don't know. Where do you... Yeah.
Spoken like a single cat owner.
It happens. It happens.
Your cats do look eerily like Socks.
Yeah, they are
But yeah,
tuxedo
they're
cats,
tuxes. They're tuxes. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Crumbl Cookies.
That's a little. Socks got a very white face, like kind of a lot of white on his face, which Wally and Irma.
Yes.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Mhm.
Crumbl, there's no E in Crumbl, just Crumbl. Yeah, so it's a pretty recent chain.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
There's one last thing I have
Okay,
to
great.
say.
Go for it.
I'm just reading up on this, and this just caught my eye, and I think that you will very much like this. He was the subject of a popular 1990s TV comedy, Murphy Brown, in which the star of the show unintentionally kidnapped him from the White House. That's fine. He starred in a never-released video game
I know about this, yeah.
designed for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis systems in 1993. In the game, he had to dodge various obstacles, maybe Mr. Clinton's loads,
Rope course.
such as spies and corrupt politicians, to warn the Clintons of nuclear threat.
Mm.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Never
And
released.
he appeared in Muppet form on Larry King Live for an interview with Kermit the Frog,
Cute.
who was guest hosting. Anyways.
I can't believe he's only a 4.5 with that kind of...
That's got to boost your fucking score up.
What a resume.
Top
Yeah.
cat.
Have you played that game?
No, it was never released. I don't know if there's a leaked ROM that you can play on an emulator, but I've never actually played it. I think I've seen some either concept art or screenshots. I can't remember what's actually out there about it, but yeah, I had heard about this. Truly wild.
You bury the Epstein logs in his litter box. That's part of the game.
So as far as this is one of those companies that, like Insomnia, grew a lot in recent years, and Insomnia, the other big titan of the cookie empire, the cookie industry right now. It has over 600 stores, but as recently as 2020, it had like 100 stores. So all of its growth is like just in the past few years.
I don't... I mean, can we get into a bit, or do you want to...
I'd love to. Let's please get into it.
I mean, just because we went yesterday to try a different location than we tried today
Yeah.
with both of you, and that kind of growth is I think it's hard for any kind of chain to grow that quickly.
100%. And it seemed like from your experience that there were maybe some consistency issues because we really enjoyed what you had today, but what you had at the other location yesterday was a different experience. Am I correct?
Well, I felt like the cookies had some discrepancies for sure. Yeah. I don't know how your experience was, like ordering and sort of interacting with the folks.
Did you just go in store and say like, give me one of them, give me one of them?
It was all kiosk based.
All kiosks, okay. So I did the order on the app, and I will say this: the app is very much not crap. The app is very sleek.
Yeah.
It's really like, it's really well designed. It's really easy to build your custom box. There's a graphical representation of every cookie, so you see exactly like what your layout is, and it's really easy to put it into a particular location. And also, you can tip on the app, which is great. And the app says that 100% of tips go to the bakers.
That's right. Did they have the Ookie option? Because they did have that in store.
Yeah, you had to it said call for Ookie.
Call for Ookie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, I had a kind of an awkward conversation, and eventually they were like, "You want the Ookie, right? You're dancing around." And I was like, "Yeah."
They knew when they saw you. They knew.
Is that why all those teenage boys were in the one we went to?
Yeah.
I get it now. I got it.
After
School special.
This to me, oh God. Fuck. This to me is like a popular. I feel old. I mean, I don't feel old. I was saying when I walked in that it reminds me of sprinkles, and I'm like, this is maybe a depressing thing, but I'm like, this chain will be dead in 10 years or something.
It's possible. It's scaling up a lot, and that's hard to sustain. Sprinkles, I think, is a different price. But Sprinkles is like their whole thing is like they were a really elevated cupcake, and I think there's less of a market for that long term than cookies, which I think are such a big part of the American identity.
Sure,
right?
yeah. I never tried them before today.
I'd never had Crumbl either. This is my first Crumbl. My first Crumbl was today. So
I had heard of them a lot because of TikTok.
They're big on TikTok, apparently.
Yeah. So they'd always come across my algorithm. And they looked amazing. I was sold just on the marketing alone.
But yeah, mall cookies have existed like my whole Mrs. Fields was a thing when I was a teenager, and I don't think they had like cupcake places when I was a teenager.
No, 100%. I did love Mrs. Fields, and then I went to UCLA, and there's a place south of UCLA, a campus called Diddy Reese, which is like a local shop, but they're like this kind of cookie shop. But their whole thing is like. It used to be you get 4 cookies for $1. Like it's an incredible value. And now I think it's up to now that with inflation, I think it's like 2 for $1, but it's still just like an incredible value versus a place like this where you're sometimes paying like $6 a cookie.
Diddy Reese though, I got to give it to Diddy Reese has that longevity.
They do have that longevity. They've been around for a while. And part of that is, but they were also a single location. Like they're not trying to do the scale of a place like Crumbl.
Good point.
Yeah.
I worked at Spencer's Gifts in the mall for a very long time.
No way.
Yeah,
wow.
It was great. And I would trade like piercings and tongue rings and things with Mrs. Fields and the people who worked there. And we had this whole underground mall like trading and barter system where all of us would steal from our stores to get other things that we wanted. And Mrs. Fields' cookie cakes, like for birthdays, were always a real nice thing to trade for.
So you'd be like, here's a tongue ring. Can I get a giant cookie?
Yes, more or less.
Whoa.
Yeah, 100%.
This is wild.
No one's going to hire you for a job. Everything you do, it's some sort of ring. What's going on here? Right, Nick?
This feels like the kind of thing that there would be like a Malcolm Gladwell podcast segment about if like, I went to this mall and found they had their own barter system established.
Yeah.
Different businesses.
What are you pulling right now with Doughboys? What's happening?
I've got some Molly. If anyone is looking, let me know.
I would love to have him try some, but
so like the cool thing was the trick was we would, because people would return things to every store, you could take a bunch of stuff and put it in a trash bag and then take it to the dumpster outside. A lot of dumpster that's interesting.
Dumpster
I never
commerce.
thought about how much money. Yeah, dumpster commerce. I never thought about. And so so we would throw away items and then go to the dumpster and trade. It was nice.
I mean, I feel like everyone has that sort of, if you work at a theater, you get it. I mean, a theater. I just said one of my jobs.
Yes.
I worked in a theater.
If you work retail, there's so much waste and there's so much like enforced waste.
Yes.
Like this has to be disposed of rather than given away.
But I've talked about
That's
before,
an
when I worked
example.
at the movie theater, we used to scoop up the popcorn, put it in a plastic bag, and put it back in the elevator, and then they'd put it out the next day.
Ooh, that's
which
nice.
is fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, would you take that big bag and put it in your trunk?
I mean, you could. I'm sure you could. Like, we could have stolen one of the, but like also there was no need to like pop it so early. Like, there were bags of popcorn popped upstairs, like before. You know what I mean? Like, it was like pop it when you need it, but the popcorn maker was upstairs. Was the difference?
Would you have traded me a 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor shot glass for that popcorn?
1,000%.
Awesome.
And I would have. It would have been right down at the South Shore Plaza, which is across from the movie theater. I would have driven down with the bag of popcorn. I would have traded you for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
We had a Dappy.
Wait, what's Dappy?
A Dappy is like a place that would have a one, like a. It's like.
Is this like a Spencer's Gifts, like a novelty shop?
Same
Got
thing.
it, okay. So
People don't know Dappies, huh?
we didn't have Dappies out here. Yeah.
Maybe it's just a northeast thing.
They have any joke shops in Newfoundland?
Yes, the Sharper Image
Oh, there you go.
was a big one in the mall. That's kind of like a joke shop, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
It's adjacent.
Wait, isn't that massages?
A little higher end, but they got some novelties.
Yeah,
it's
they
funny
got,
that you
like-
think that it's a joke shop. It's not a joke shop. You walk into the Shopper Image and you're like,
I don't know.
I'm not allowed to touch anything.
That's where we would just like wander in and like they always had those plasma balls, you know.
Yeah, right.
and,
okay,
like,
no,
Like
I
cool
get
things
that.
that you, like,
Wait, what do you think a
That's-
joke is, Mary Jane?
a plasma ball? when the ones where your hair stands on it. Ha!
This sounds like a place for newfies. The Crumbl feels like it feels like a very mall. It feels like malls are starting to not exist. We were talking about this the other day, where
Malls have changed. There's what I'll say is like there is the new fancy outdoor shopping center
Yeah.
that is
Yes.
specifically like geared towards a higher end consumer. Those are
those are doing great.
Those are doing great, and those are like expanding, and there's more of them being built. But like the old school indoor mall, the air conditioned mall, the oasis of suburbia, that has like the working class, middle class mall. Those have kind of like had all their storefronts shuttered and are becoming, that they're just evolving into something else. Some of them are being converted into housing.
Do you feel like that's because people want to like drive to the store that they want to go to and they don't want to have to like walk inside a...
I think there's something about being in an indoor mall that feels now like dated or something, right? Like I think that's a part of it. I don't know what it is.
I think there's something to that. I honestly do think a lot of what you were talking about is like I think there's just a lot of that. A lot of that used to be shopping that people do online shopping now that they used to do at malls. I have to get a bunch of different shit from a bunch of different places, and now they can just order it. So I feel like that's part of it. But
There's something also tangential about like dating apps happening.
Oh,
because,
interesting.
Like that was the place to go to the food court and like meet a babe and
Yes.
get some Panda Express or
Right.
a Sbarro slice and
Oh Jesus!
no.
Date's gonna be a fucking debacle. I'm gonna fucking Panda Express and a Sbarro slice. I'm gonna shit my pants in front of this lady. I would never eat, and I mean, even still to this day, I'm like, I don't want to eat a lot of food, and one, because I don't want to be like scarfing down food.
Yeah.
But then also just being full, I would be afraid of that. But hey, I would go to Dappy. I would walk with Dappy with a and
shit your
think
pants
about
that way.
Yeah. Maybe think about buying her a 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floors shirt or shot glass. To me, this chain feels like so much like it feels like a high end mall place too. It feels like It feels like a Americana or whatever. There is one that's going there, right?
I'm not sure if there is, but here's the thing. I don't think most of their sales are a consumer walks in, buys a cookie, and eats it on the spot. I don't think they're like a Mrs. Fields. I think what they are is like what we had, which is a bulk order you get to bring to your family or bring to an event or bring to your office. I think that's their big thing, and the app ties in with that. It's all about ordering like your box of 4 or box of 12 cookies, and they have a rotating cookie selection per week.
Wait,
and
Nick, can I ask you something?
Please.
The Laurel Canyon one that we went to, it was like a very thin, almost like a thin book amongst a shelf of big books.
Yeah.
But there was no seating. There was nowhere. Did you have seating at
No
yours?
seating. No, that's the whole thing. It's
Okay.
it's like it's
By the
basically
way, describe my favorite type of book. Nice thin book. Don't give me the thick ones. Get it over with quick.
ooh, a novella. Okay, all right.
Also, I want to go back to 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor.
Yeah.
So like the person, whoever is like that takes 3 shots and then fucking passes out. I guess
cute. It's clever. It's a nice play on words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Seemed like a fucking lightweight, if you ask me.
I mean, yeah, there's a reading of it where it's kind of a lightweight, but where that person's a lightweight, it like exactly 3 shots makes them lose consciousness. But I think there's also a reading where you have 3 of them,
die.
You start to lose count.
Okay.
Well, no, not that they die. that meant that you like, I've had 3 tequilas. Whoa, I've lost count, and eventually I'm on the floor. You know, because one drink leads to many more.
And maybe then that's an opportunity, though. You know,
yeah. Then they're like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know the Dorothy Parker? I like to have a martini 2 at the very most. After 3, I'm under the table. After 4, I'm under my host.
Oh, that's great.
That's really
that's
good.
Maybe
a fun.
it's like
that's really clever.
That's a little big for a shot glass. That's a great, great rhyme.
That's why they did the 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4.
Who's Dorothy Parker?
A writer.
She's good.
Oh, Mike, she's good. We got to talk to her. We got to shorten it up, get it on the shot glass, but it's good.
Just annotated.
So yeah, they are not designed for like dining on premises. They're designed for like they're basically like a fucking going to a Papa John's. It felt like that. It's like walk in, here's a register, we're gonna hand you your thing, get the fuck out of here. You know, not that they were inhospitable. Everyone there was lovely. Everyone there was very nice, but they were busy and they were just churning out boxes of cookies.
Our friend Anise was excited. That,
yes,
I think he was saying that there is one coming to the Americana. It feels like a popular place. It feels like younger people like it, but I also do think it's like a mom and dad sort of store, right? Like there's like we're getting Crumbl Cookies for whatever Jared's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Jared from Subway's birthday.
Yeah.
We're getting him Crumbl Cookies.
Bringing him to him in the joint.
But like it feels like that is like,
yes.
like this is like fancy. It feels like sprinkles, but it feels I felt old when I came in here. The three of the Headgum staff.
Yes.
Katie and Allie and Anya. And Anya never had it, and then Allie loved it, and Allie hated it, and Katie loved it. And I was like, I don't even know it. I feel separated from it. It feels new and cool, and I don't think I'm a part of what's going on with this.
I definitely heard of this, and I hadn't had it. And again, it's kind of a piece with Insomnia Cookies, which I think emerged around the same time and has had similar sort of growth. I don't know. There's just it's kind of a cookie renaissance. I kind of speculate that a lot of this happened like during COVID when people just got less worried about carbs and were just like, you know, what's comforting? A fucking a buttery, sugary cookie. But
I'm sorry,
I don't know.
But Wags.
Yeah.
Happy 420, everyone. Check out your watch.
Oh, shit.
It's 420.
All right, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're going to keep doing this until it ends.
We're doing peace signs.
It's over.
Okay,
It's over.
great.
I think like when you were talking about Mary Jane, when you were talking about sharper image, this has that kind of feel to it to me. And I miss talking with people at a register. I really like that kind of customer service where if you're using an app or you're using a kiosk for all of your ordering, I don't know, it makes me a little sad because I'd like to connect with that person on the other side.
Yeah.
Look, I agree with you.
Also,
I like that.
You are right. I got a shot glass that says 1 cookie, 2 cookie, 3 cookie floor, which is kind of it's not great, but it's all right. But it is kind of like a sharper image / dappy.
Well,
what was the other one?
You know what we did get?
It's a good joke.
Dorothy Parker, eat your heart out.
Yeah. You know what we did get is Cover Your Cookies, which is a card game.
So it kind of is like one of these. What is the dappy one that everyone knows? You said it before.
Spencer's Gifts.
So it is. There is like a little Spencer's Gift vibe to it. If you can get a little.
I think there's just this. I think this is it as far as that kind of merch goes. But yes, there is like, I don't know how the fuck this works. Okay, so this is too complicated to play. But there's little like there's little like tokens you can punch out a cardboard, and then there's a bunch of cards. This is a +30 mixing. This shit's like Magic the Gathering. Enhance. Add this wild card to your batch of cookies. Wow. So there's some sort of pretty elaborate gameplay here that I thought we could maybe figure out on the fly, but it's maybe got too much going on. But let's talk about the cookies. And before we get into these specific cookies, I do want to ask, because this is the 420 episode. You are experts on all things related to 420. Are you okay?
My knee popped. You heard that.
You're
was
sitting
quite the
down.
pop.
Are you all right?
Yeah. My knee did. That was quite the pop right there. I don't know what happened.
Did you have 3 tequilas?
Dude, the floor is next, dude. Fuck.
Where do cookies rank in the hierarchy of like munchies snacks?
Very, very, very high.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
I agree, but I was hoping you would say more so I could think for a moment.
Oh.
I'll say, you know what? For me, it was always I love Cool Ranch Doritos anyways, but I liked like the crunch and the saltiness of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
I gave cookies a hard time and everyone got mad at me, and then I admitted that cookies are good. I said cookies aren't good. Cookies are good.
Oh, can I ask a question speaking on that?
Yeah,
for a
of course.
moment? I know that the commissioner put the kibosh on cookies for Christmas.
Yes.
But is 420 a cookie holiday? Do you mind if I ask?
No, I'm glad that you
great
asked.
question.
It's a great
This
question.
is maybe this is the holiday that beats out Christmas.
I think 420 is a cookie holiday.
I mean, I
think
think given
420
where
is a cookie
cookies
holiday,
exist
too.
in the like pantheon of munchies,
Yeah.
like they're top notch. I would say they're number one.
Wow, number
420
one.
Number
snack.
one.
Yeah, above chips, above pizza.
More than chips.
Oh hell yes, a warm cookie. Like you can just go and grab one of those Pillsbury logs, hack it up, throw that in the oven, feel like you've actually accomplished something. You can just grab a bag of Tates.
See,
Chips Ahoy.
Grabbing a bag
Ooh,
of Tates, I
Tates.
love that. I've been out of the game for a long time, like I said, but chips are way up there for me. I get pizza. I love pizza, and I think that is like, let's order pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
I feel like that's a
dude.
different
like
category though, because that's like a
just
meal
felt
bite.
hacky.
Yeah.
It
what?
felt like let's order pizza. I did a voice, and I was like, that sucks. Like, it's not.
That's
I know
how I
what
order
it's like
pizza,
to get
though.
high, but I'm saying like, but pizza's like heavy and like.
Yeah, that's fucking hacky.
You're dressed
Mitch.
like Michelangelo.
Happy 420, buddy. you're dressed like Michelangelo.
I am. The artist? The artist. Just because of the green, and then wait, how am I dressed like Michelangelo?
The head shape.
And also, I hang around with a rat. Koalik. Koalik is my master splinter.
He does know karate. Really.
Imagine if the Turtles had Splinter dress up as the Noid to sing. What do you sing? The national anthem. To me, I've been out of the game for a while.
Yeah.
But I always went salty over sweet for munchies. I did. Look, I'm trying to.
I
get
think
a division
I think
between
that's
the two of
no.
you.
I think that's
I'm
fair.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say?
Just a thing of Ben and Jerry's is going to take it over chips anytime. And like, what's the cookie dough one?
Half baked.
Half baked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take that over.
We talked about it
chips.
before.
It's a
That's
great call.
It's the best.
All you need is
Half-baked
a spoon,
the
man.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I was more of a savory boy, but I agree. I think cookies are tops.
Here's the other thing I will
Wow.
say, and I think this is part of the case that 420 has for being designated as a cookie holiday. There exists the concept of a marijuana cookie. Like you can have a cookie that has weed baked into
Well, hold on
it.
a second. Can't you have a marijuana everything now? Like you can do marijuana pizza.
You can, but there's like the stuff that's like kind of done to.
Is Emma nodding along?
Yeah.
Ordering a marijuana pizza.
Marinara-wana.
is that really?
It should be if
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
should be if it's not. Yeah,
Trademark
you
it.
guys
Make it happen.
Fucking trademark.
I think that's I'm you can both speak to this better. I think that's true, but I think there's a difference between like the stuff that's kind of like, you know, common and the stuff that's like, oh wow, you can do this now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's fettuccine Alfredo with weed in it. Like that's not like a first thing you think of when you think of like a weed snack. But I don't know.
Well, it's because like the easiest thing that you learn to do when you're learning to make anything with weed in it is make your own weed butter because
Got it.
it needs to. So the THC actually binds with fats. And that's why brownies and cookies and all that kind of stuff is like the 101 of baking. And so, you know, the first thing that you learn to make when you're baking any kind of edibles is, a delicious chocolate chip cookie or brownie. It's, it's synonymous with stoner culture.
Wow.
You ever had a pop brownie before?
No.
I had.
I've
them back
had
in the
edibles.
day.
I've never had a pop
Fucking
brownie.
Zenga.
Yeah.
My friend Zenga. He made pop
Well,
brownies.
let's say his first name, Joe.
Paul Zenga.
Okay, sorry.
We were up at Ramondi's house and he made pop brownies, and it was like each but had like just a thing of like it was like a nugget of weed, and they were like so poorly made, and I ate them and I like lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramondi found me in a bedroom with the lights off, and I said to him, "Help me!" And he makes fun of me for it to this day, from something when I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
But I don't do weed food anymore. I never do it at all. Basically,
Snoop Dogg doesn't
fuck with it.
Doesn't fuck with edibles. I think it was that Alana Glazer and Abby Jacobson were on like some show with him, and I think Alana tried to give him a weed cookie, and he was like, no, man, I don't fuck with that. Because it's a psychedelic at a certain point. The way it like passes through your body is different from smoking it. And so especially if you ingest too much, it lasts longer and it's really powerful and it can be like pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that was it for me.
The two like panic attacks I've had from weed have been from edibles. And those are really unpleasant.
Yeah.
You knocked out a whole wedding party, didn't you?
It was a cabin in the Catskills. Yeah. And I was the only one who didn't eat it because I was cooking dinner, but everyone else just went down, and it was like, you know that scene in Gone with the Wind where they pan back from the Civil War?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's just lying on the ground moaning.
Yeah.
It was like that. Except for me.
One brownie. What are the
1 brownie, 2 brownie, 3 brownie. Floor.
Remember the guy, this is probably shouldn't be brought up, the guy who brought in brownies to UCB class?
So someone did this as a prank. Someone brought they was like, "Hey, I brought brownies for everyone," but they had like weed in them, and like it just like ruined an entire like class of people. Like
I would kill
people's days.
I would kill someone if they did that to me. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
And I'm also the guy who tries to eat Snacker Wacks that are left on my front doorstep. So a mystery jar with liquid in it I was down to drink. But I would be so mad if that happened. Anyways, for me it was saltiness, not sweetness. But I've been out of the game for a long time, and I think you're right. Cookies and ice cream are that's the top of the stoner. I feel like that. You're right.
Like I remember getting really high before, like after school, during school, and after school, and like coming home to my family's house and just like cracking open like a thing of double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, that's good.
It's just the best. It's the best.
That's good.
You know?
You know what I had? I would do an apple with peanut butter. I liked that quite a bit as a stoner food. I thought it was good.
Fucking narc food.
It is dorky to say, like, I liked ants on a log for fucking stoner food, but it's the truth. When I never had this place before. I was warned like I said, I talked to some of the Headgum staff.
Yeah.
Allie told me that the cookies were very cake-like, which she didn't like about it. Katie liked that about it. So I was expecting when I ate them, I thought it was going to, they are cake-like in a way, but I say they're almost more doughy.
They're not as cakey as I expected, because I've heard this as well. And I've had some very cakey cookies. That's not 100% what you're getting here, but it's a thing to be conscious of. Let me talk through the roster of what we had, and then we can just go through our thoughts on them. And the two of you, please let me know if there's anything that you got.
Because you guys got some additional
your
ones
own visit that we didn't have.
Yeah.
But for ours, we had the milk chocolate chip, which is exactly what it sounds like. Cookie butter lava, which has the Biscoff in it, the plain cookies you might have experienced. And so this is, I'll read the description: a melty, mouth-watering cookie stuffed with Biscoff cookie butter, then drizzled with Biscoff cookie butter spread and garnished with crumbly cookie butter morsels. So it's kind of got ribbons of the this Biscoff throughout. We got chocolate peanut butter featuring Oreo. So this is 3 different components in here. A cinnamon roll, which has like kind of a cinnamon roll-y swirl of cream cheese frosting on top. Strawberry cheese, and these last 2 cookies that I'm naming were served cold. So these top 4 were all served warm. These 2 were served cold. Strawberry cheesecake, which had a graham cracker cookie, vanilla cream cheese frosting, and a strawberry jam on top. And then a classic pink sugar, which is kind of like a plussed-up version of the grocery store cookie. It's a vanilla sugar cookie with a pink swoop of real almond frosting.
Almond frosting.
So that's what we had here. Mary Jane, you are allergic to peanuts specifically.
Correct.
Is that your one allergy?
And penicillin.
And penicillin, wow. How limiting is it to be like, because especially you're talking about desserts. I feel like peanuts probably are snuck into a lot of them.
Yeah, I have definitely swole right up after having some bites that I didn't know contained peanuts. And
God.
Yeah, it looks great for like a minute.
Oh, like your lips are real?
Yeah, like I get a kind of like a bee stung look for like a minute, and then the neck expands, and then it's the jab of the hot moment, and then
Oh man,
just not
That's
good.
horror. That's so scary.
That's so scary.
Mhm.
I feel bad that we were like Nick and I were really laying into you to try the peanut butter cookie.
I mean, I almost did. You were very persuasive. But yeah, that's the only one I didn't try.
Have you ever had what are they called? The shot, like the Pulp Fiction shot.
Yes, EpiPen. Yeah, not to the heart, but to the thigh.
Wow.
For sure.
Whoa.
For sure. Yeah, it's a
What is it? I don't know if it's the exact same thing from Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
The adrenaline shot
It's an
directly to the
adrenaline
chest.
shot
Yeah.
into the heart, I believe.
Yes.
A little different.
Yeah, it's the Eric Stoltz.
That's right.
Yeah, needle into the heart. That's right.
I was going to take people when the Quincy guys came here. I was going to take them on a Pulp Fiction tour, and then we never did it.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, but there are a
Do you know
couple
where to go?
spots. Not really. I mean,
I've
that was
heard-
part of the issue.
I thought Jackrabbit Slim's was like a real place, and it's not. It's totally made up for the movie.
There's a couple of spots.
But
though,
there's
you
spots that are
there
like
are a couple spots.
Yeah.
There's
That's
one
cool.
not far from me. The place where actually the one that he hit. There's that one spot where Ving Rhames gets hit by the car.
That's
And
right.
I think that's right near Foster's Freeze.
Oh wow.
I think
Okay.
it's right next to Foster's
That's
Freeze.
cool.
Whoa. What about your GIMP basement?
Hey, just go downstairs.
Why? I don't want. Oh, damn it! I was gonna say I don't want to give out Weiger's address, but you had already said it about me. Look like the Spoon Man's caught a fly.
Let's start with the milk
Do
chocolate.
they even say that, or is that just the Simpsons?
That's the Simpsons. Yeah.
So they don't even say it.
No, he does say it. He
Oh, he
calls
does
everybody
say it.
like a spider's got a couple of flies. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does say it in the movie. Milk chocolate chip is. Let's start there because we had this and we were like,
We make, besides dressing up as an Annoy, we also put the ball gag in Qualic's mouth and make him dress up as the Gimp.
Still singing.
You can kind of hear it mumbling through the ball.
So to sound like a zoomer for a second, we had this
Oh,
milk
boy.
chocolate chip, and I think we were all kind of like, this is mid. And then, Mitch, you had the genius idea to heat this up in the microwave.
Dude,
for 10
then just like a
seconds.
Zoomer, I was like, dude, let's use some technology. And I said, let's put this thing let's nuke this thing.
When you warmed it up a little bit, this went up like a full fork and a half.
Yeah.
Like this was so much better warm.
One full cookie
Yeah.
grade at least.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Ooey gooey, so soft and chewy.
and
It
this
was
actually at
melted
the
a
end
little
of
bit.
our
It's great.
at the end of our meal, but it came when you told me the idea came to me when you said that the cookies on the left were from the warm, like they were the warm tray or
Yes,
whatever.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, are these? And I guess maybe they are served warm, right?
There are certain there's a subset of them that are served warm and there's a subset that are served chilled that come out of the fridge.
And it did make me wonder how the rest of them would taste heated up after the fact. I was like, man, would this have made a difference on all of these cookies?
I think it would have made a great difference on the cookie butter lava Biscoff
Yeah, that's a good call.
cookie, because on the chocolate chip cookie, I did get like a moment of molten hot chocolate on my lip and had
Yeah.
that nice, microwave melting
Yeah.
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
I did think about how it would have affected the cookie butter lava and if that would have benefited from being hot.
Yeah.
That said, the cookie butter lava I did enjoy quite a bit. I thought that was a decent cookie.
I
Like,
thought it was
as
decent.
is,
That was
room
on my
temp?
lower end for me, though. When I was eating these, like for my first bite was one of the cold ones, the pink frosting one. That's
Mhm.
like we were saying is kind of like trying to be like their version of a grocery store cookie.
Yeah.
And Mike, you liked it, and I did not like it at first, but I went back in for another bite, and I did like it. But that was the one where I was like, this is very doughy. Like a few of them are do have like a very doughy taste to them. Not even cakey, because
Mhm.
cakey but like almost like we were saying, like almost slightly undercooked. But I kind of came around on them too. But at first I was like, what is this?
Well, that's replicating the inspiration though. I think
Yes,
in part it is like kind
sure.
of like weirdly like chewy sort of
But it happened a
texture to
couple
it.
times. It wasn't just that one. There were a couple
Right.
that I was like that seemed like they're like undercooked or something. And the cold ones almost seem like they're supposed to be a weirder experience that are not like your typical cookie.
Yes.
Those feel almost like pie. Not to get into my old thing about cupcakes and pie and all of that.
Yes.
But these cookies seem like pie. Did the cookies
there
not
they
seem
are.
like pie?
maybe the strawberry
God damn
cheesecake
it.
one was kind of pie-like.
It's kind of pie. The cold ones are kind of pie-like in a way.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I get what you're getting at, but I
Okay.
kind of don't want to humor you.
Well, on our occasion,
Yeah.
we tried the lemon bar cookie,
Ooh.
and that was pie-ish
Wow.
in texture and topping.
I think I'm
Wow.
onto something here. The cold ones just feel like undercooked, or like it feels like it's like this weird cold presentation. You were saying they're from the fridge, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. I will say that the classic pink sugar was probably my favorite. I thought that was delightful.
Wait,
Me
which
too.
one?
The classic pink sugar, the one you were just describing. I thought it was great.
It was kind of like that grandma's after Sunday school cookie
Yes.
situation. And then I wonder if there's a whole category of cookies that are just fridge cookies. Like you don't actually bake them, right? Like they're prepared and then finished in the fridge. And I wonder if this is supposed to be like that.
Interesting.
Like a
I have no
no-bake
idea.
situation.
I've never heard of
A
that.
fridge box cookie. They're called.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my kind of baking.
Right.
That sounds great. Bacon.
That hold on a second. You're excited about not having a cookie, and then you were also excited about bacon at the end. This now makes sense to me. The fridge box. I'm like this. It is like there was something different about the two
It felt
fridge
like
cookies.
the biting into when I looked at the way my teeth marks had like sunk through the icing and the dough. It
Yes.
felt like biting into an unbaked
Interesting.
cookie,
Yes.
which I liked. And I
Oh.
liked the sort of like almondy, sweet, like kind of marzipan flavor of the pink frosting.
I
too.
did. Yeah, I did love that. Yeah.
Well, I'll get to the because the other cold cookie.
The strawberry cheesecake. Let's talk about it now. I
It
thought
was
that
my favorite cookie.
That one was a home run. I love that one too. That was maybe my second favorite.
And I was like, this place is now elevated in my mind. I get the hype for this cookie. This cookie
Yes.
alone is like worth some of the hype. But
well, can I also say this is one that I approached from a place of skepticism, of just kind of like, all right, strawberry cheesecake cookie. All right, let's see what you got. And I was like, this one, they really executed it well.
Wait, is it not? Do you not like cheesecake?
I do like cheesecake. I guess I just thought this one was kind of like all right. And I think I feel like they were maybe trying too hard.
It's
you
a
know?
novelty cookie.
Yeah, exactly. A novelty cookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you might see sold at the Sharper Image.
In Newfoundland, yeah.
I hope you didn't have this attitude to the poor Crumbles guy. Well, all right, let's see what you fucking got with this thing. But the first cookie I had before the pink frosting one was the chocolate peanut butter Oreo one.
Yes.
And I thought that was good, but it's almost like a cookie like that is almost unimpressive. I wish I tried to heat it up, but it's like when it's like so chocolatey like that, I'm like, I get it. There's chocolate and peanut butter. Those are both delicious things. And if you mix them together, that's not that crazy. I wanted to eat the little Oreo in the middle, but like, was there an Oreo taste besides that? Or is it just the little Oreo in the middle that gives you that Oreo taste?
No, there were Oreo cookie pieces that were kind
Okay.
of baked into
Okay.
it, and I would just like my one word review of this one is Unga Pachka. Like we don't need the Oreo pieces in there too. The chocolate peanut butter is enough.
I ranked it third, but also it's because it just has flavors I like in it.
Because it's chocolate and peanut butter. That it
Yeah.
tastes good, but just like the Oreo is just it's too much. And then the Oreo on top is clunky to eat.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
The Oreo on top was not worth it. And
Yeah.
there's another thing about this place, which Casey mentioned when he came in, was like, I don't want to eat a full one of these cookies.
No.
right? Like that's like who wants to eat a full, and I think Amir said that too. It's like, I don't want to eat a full cookie. And I probably ate 2 cookies total, and that was way too much. It was like
Total sugar rush. Yeah.
it's crazy.
I want to get Casey's thoughts on this, but I will just interject on this real quick. I think this is so much a part of Crumbl's identity, the idea of sharing cookies. They actually sell a store brand cookie divider, like a cookie 4-way splitter, like a pizza cutter, and which I tried to buy and they were out of it.
Oh, so it's a hot
Yes,
item.
it's a hot item, exactly.
Wow.
People go there and they know what they're going to do with the cookies.
Fuck, you should have hit up Sharper Image. I'm sure that they have it in stock.
Casey, what'd you think of those cookies?
I really like the cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I could only do like a bite of each of them.
They're a
Yes.
lot.
It was like
The
it
lot.
was so rich.
Yeah.
They're a lot.
I don't think you can tell how big they are by looking at them anywhere but in the store. Like nowhere on my phone or on your laptop now can I tell that these the dimensions are, I mean, they're like a small pizza.
Yeah,
They are, yeah.
They're fucking
like-
big.
100%.
Cookie Monster would tap out earlier than you'd think. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster would do like 2 of these, and he'd be like, "All right, I get it." You know what I mean?
Oh, we'd go from
Like, okay, all right, I get it.
Me done
You
now.
guys, you guys proved your point, though, boys.
The count would be like 1, 2. You stop at 2.
Get
am
the
I doing
fuck out
here?
of here, Count.
Well, I just want to count things. Only 2? Sucks.
he's just trudging back to his castle very.
Fucking sucks, man. Fucking sucks.
Gotta at least get to 4.
Oh man, and Oscar pops out holding your crumbs. He's like, "It's a living." Can I say something about the Oreo one too?
Please do.
I think that like the peanut butter, you were having this problem with it. It's like the peanut butter is only in the middle of the cookie.
Yeah.
That's a weird choice.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It should be ratioed out so that it covers the whole thing, so you can actually get a bite of it from jump.
Fully
It would have
agree.
helped if we had that cookie divider. Sharper Image probably sells the like handless cookie divider. You know, it's gonna be
Yes.
it's gonna be like a little more fancy
Yeah.
than the fucking cookie divider.
But then how do you divide the tiny Oreo? You gotta
That's a
the
great
issue.
question.
That's a problem with this cookie.
They probably have a separate divider that has a little hole in it, so like that one piece is intact. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They have their design issues with
Wait,
this
you
cookie.
did know what I was saying because it was insane. I realized.
I do know though.
All right, okay,
I got
good. Thank you.
The Oreo cookie on top is unnecessary. I would not be surprised if that was like a brand partnership issue. Like
Yeah.
Nabisco was like, you have to put a whole Oreo cookie on this to have our brand as part of it. But then also, Mike, I think that point is key. If they distributed,
Works so much better on a cupcake, and that's what they
works
took
better
it
on a
from.
cupcake. Yeah,
It's like when there's an Oreo cupcake, like, oh, that's cute, and you
Yeah.
eat it, and then this one is like, I told you, I was like trying to get to the center of it because I wanted to eat it, and I was like, this wasn't worth it.
doesn't make any sense for it to just be there like the Earth's core. And then I would say that the other thing, like you were saying, Mike, like the classic pink sugar cookie, if they distributed that peanut butter evenly over the entire surface area, then that would have been a much better bite. But here you're getting a bunch of inconsistent bites. Let's see. Have I missed anyone's thoughts on any of these cookies we talked about so far? Milk chocolate, cookie butter lava, chocolate peanut butter, strawberry cheesecake, classic pink sugar.
We haven't. Have we talked about the cinnamon?
That's the last one. Before we get to that one,
No.
is there anything else? Any other thoughts anyone had?
I would only add the 2 that we tried separately from this before we maybe get into that one. Would that be okay?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
because
please.
we tried one that was like carrot cake, and I don't know how you all feel about carrot cake, but that is a great cookie.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. We like I bit into it and my face lit up, and then like Mike was like, "Oh, that's like you got your nut with that one." Like that was
Wow.
Your nose yeah.
Is my nose bleeding?
Your nose bled. Were you guys high when you got them?
Very.
Are you high today?
Always.
I mean, yeah, shout out to your parking lot. I don't want to say more, but we lit it up.
Oh, I thought you were saying like that gave you anxiety because I was like, oh, I could see that being like if you were high, getting into that parking lot is scary.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, no.
All right, good,
I
good.
did adjust my parking twice.
Emma's emailing you both her resume right now.
And then the other one we had was the oatmeal raisin and the
Ooh, okay.
and the double chocolate.
Yeah, and you had big thoughts about the oatmeal raisin.
It was I don't want to say disgusting, but it was disgusting.
Do you like oatmeal raisin?
I got a
love
lot. I got
oatmeal
a lot of
Wow.
shit for sticking up for oatmeal raisin. Remember, because my grandma used to make them, and I like picked it in the cookie draft, and I got shit for it.
I don't love oatmeal raisin, but I can respect it. I love an oatmeal chocolate chip, and I love a regular
That's what
oatmeal.
Everyone liked the oatmeal chocolate chip.
But I was gonna say, but you saying that you like oatmeal raisin a lot, you love oatmeal raisin, but their version of oatmeal raisin was disgusting. What happened?
It's a ratio thing again because
Yeah.
the frosting on top. Thank you for it, Nick. Was do you guys get that one?
Oh boy,
All right.
got to work my after school ookie shift.
Lord.
You and a bunch of 15-year-old kids.
I'm also 15.
Skinny cap.
It was just too thick of a frosting.
Yeah.
And I need to do a correction. There was no raisins in it. I just checked our notes, but it's just
Okay.
an oatmeal cookie. I just wanted to be accurate. But yeah, it was a ratio. It was a gross amount of frosting to
Oh man,
oatmeal.
That's
Yeah.
a bummer.
Wags.
Sorry.
Too big a load.
You and the Pump House Boys. Pump House Boys behind you, a perverted book here at Headgum that they promote.
That's right. The Tom Wolfe book. It's part of our
Wolfe
tableau.
I there wasn't a cookie I disliked, so this is kind of like I know that you guys like the Bischoff. The Bischoff.
No, yeah.
The Eric Bischoff brand cookie. The Biscoff, right?
Biscoff,
the
yeah.
Biscoff cookie. I was so that was like the closest to the one where I was like, it's fine. But for me, I gave my top 3 cookies, and the third was the chocolate Oreo one. But when we nuked the chocolate chip cookie, it maybe slid into that third spot. It really did a world of difference for it. But my number 2 was the one we haven't mentioned.
Was the cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll is it's like a brown sugar kind of base on top of the like, I guess it's just a kind of a default sweet base cookie. Like I don't know, I think it's maybe just a sugar cookie, and then it's got a cream cheese frosting swirled on top of that. Here's the thing, I would say I liked that one, but I like Mike's note on the oatmeal cookie. I kind of feel like there was so much of that cream cheese frosting that the bites varied so much depending on how much frosting I was getting to brown sugar.
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was good.
The cinnamon flavor on it was, and I did like that frosting. I think you're right that it is. I wish maybe it was just spread on top of the whole cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get a great cinnamon roll and you go to Cinnabon and you pull one end off, it's got every aspect of everything, every single bite.
Good point.
And this, like, I had to really go in to get all of the sort of frosting and cinnamon and cookie in one bite. It took me a minute.
I wonder how that would have tasted heated up too. I don't know how warm they are when they deliver them. Nick, you maybe know more, or you guys maybe know more than I do.
They weren't super warm.
Yeah.
But they were putting, like, I got there, they had my order, and like I had my window, and I got there, and like when I checked in, they started assembling it. It wasn't like here it is, let me hand it over to you. So it's coming out as fresh as they can get it.
What else did we just figure out too? What was the thing that we heated up just recently? I think we were still doing a remote at this point, but there was something that we got, and then we heated it up in the microwave, and it was better. I forget what the episode was.
I mean, that could be anything. It's very.
It was similar.
general.
It was like a cookie. It was like kind of like a desserty thing. Oh well, who gives a shit?
I don't remember.
This place truly feels like an office cookie place because you heat up, right? You go on a break. You're maybe working at your desk and you go on a break and you cut off a little sliver and throw it in the microwave, heat it up, have yourself a nice treat. Like this feels like a communal cookie, which I like because if we didn't do that today, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to know that they taste a lot better heated up.
Yeah.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah. Oh, can I add one more thing from our experience that was made my eyes go blind? They had no napkins. Did you have napkins?
Wow.
No napkins, no.
You didn't have napkins either. It was wild.
I bet if I'd asked for them, they could have given them to you. But again, they're like, take this and walk out. Like
we asked.
Yeah.
And they had
No
none.
way.
Yeah. We had to go
What
to Jersey
the fuck,
Mike's
Crumbl?
next door.
Jersey Mike's coming through again.
Yep. Jersey Mike's
I
saved
got
the day.
you covered. Yeah. That's Jersey Mike. Wags, you said we also we sent some Crumbl cookies to Sus.
We did.
Which he was joking like he was gonna, before this episode, he was joking that he was gonna come in to the studio.
Was he?
Today.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was like, all right, see you then. That's what he said. Like when we were talking about it, he was like, see you then. And we laughed at it. I don't know if you saw it. But we sent him some Crumbl cookies, and he had a great line, Wags. And I think that we crumbled them. Remember?
Oh, you're saying I had a great
Yeah.
line. Oh, yeah. I said he's getting crumbled.
He's getting crumbled. I think they should use that. I think it's good.
You just got crumbled.
You just got crumbled.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Crumbl's watching. That's pretty good.
I think they could, if there was an ad campaign where they're kind of like the Happy Honda Days thing, where they like surprise someone with something new, with something nice, with like something they're stunned. Yeah, like they show up, they knock on someone, and they're like, is everything okay? It's like, yeah, just here you go. You just got crumbled.
That's good as hell.
Yeah.
Dang, that rules.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll crumble for you. That works too. Anyways, I'm just saying, there's a lot of things you could do here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Royal Crumbl.
That's great.
Eat a lot of different cookies at once.
You gotta like drop them on people from overhead.
This is great.
Maybe.
I guess this is my thing with this chain. I don't still know what they are, and this is my fault because I've actually never been in one. I don't do this often, but I never have been in one. Sometimes I feel like this is the type of place that you don't have to go and you can't actually even eat in the place.
A lot of their business is based off of delivery. So I think this is, again, I'll say Papa John's. It's like you can have had a lot of Papa John's without ever setting foot inside a Papa John's store.
Yeah.
and feel like you have a take on it. I think that's the same with Crumbl. Look, we have to get to our fork scores,
yes.
so let's take a break, and we'll be right back and let you know how
Wow.
we feel about Crumbl right here on Doughboys.
Wow.
Welcome back to Doughboys. It's time for our fork scores, but Mitch, before we get to that, earlier you were trying to figure out,
Yes.
we were recording an episode, and all you know is that you heated something up. You know, It was a remote record. You heated something up, and then it was better.
Yes.
I think it might have been Nothing Bundt Cakes.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
I think it was.
I think it was Nothing
Yeah.
Bundt Cakes. Who
Yeah.
do we do Nothing But
Whoa.
No, I'd keep
I'm not
it.
even going to try to say it again. Who do we do Nothing But Who do we do Nothing Bundt Cakes with?
Nothing Bundt Cakes, our guest. Let me look it up real quick.
Did I say the C word?
I think you said gun, the G.
Gunt. Okay.
Of course, our friend Becky Feldman was on for
Becky.
Nothing Bundt Cakes. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love Becky.
Yeah, love Becky.
That might, you know what, kind of similar in a way. Here's my last question before we get to this fork scores. Do the cookies crumble enough? Are you satisfied with the crumble?
They're not super crumbly,
They're
are
not
they?
super crumbly.
No, they're not super crumbly.
I brought the question up for a reason.
Well, look, here's what
Welcome
we'll
to
do.
Crossfire with Mitch.
We'll each go around. We'll give a closing argument, if you will, regarding this particular chain, Crumbl, on this great day of 420, and give it a score from 0 to 5 blunts.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mary Jane, we'll start with you.
I would like to give Crumbl a score of 3 blunts.
Wow.
Wow.
Knocking off points for no interaction with the people who I wanted to talk to because I like to talk to the people, no napkins, and no seating,
Yeah.
and also
Mm.
very little crumbling.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, they're called Crumbl. You would expect some crumbling, and there's minimal crumbling.
Minimal crumbling.
Minimal
Did you ever go like on your lap? Did you ever throw a hand across your lap to get rid of crumbs?
I brushed off my left breast pocket at one point.
Mm.
All
Very
right.
briefly.
Okay.
Yes.
That's something.
That's something, yeah.
That's something.
But I think 3 for me.
Wow.
This is funny because I thought you guys were going to be in the Golden Play Club, and now the pressure is off.
Yeah.
Pressure's off.
Okay.
3 blunts from Mary Jane. Mike, your thoughts, your fork score or blunt score.
Blunt score.
Yeah.
Mary Jane, it's so interesting you say that because I would have agreed with you because of inconsistency from store to store. Our experience together at the Laurel Canyon location was not as great as today's from the Culver City location,
Wow.
which tells me that maybe they expanded too quickly and cut a couple corners in ingredients when it comes to having consistency across the country. That being said, heating up that chocolate chip cookie today, eating the pink frosted, eating the cheesecake again was delicious, and sharing it and making friends by sharing a cookie, I can't, understate that enough. So I'm actually going to go from what I was going to give 3 blunts to now 4 blunts.
Wow.
Wow.
4 blunts.
All right.
Very good
Okay.
score.
I'm sweating.
All right, Spoon Man.
Apologies for saying gunt. I want to start off with that.
Good to say it again in the apology.
Nothing gunt cakes is what I said.
What's harder to say, bunt or calm?
Bunt, I think straight up bunt is easier.
Bunt.
But nothing bunt cakes.
Nothing bunt cakes.
And you know what? I kind of hate the name of nothing bunt cakes.
Nothing bunt cakes.
Crumbl cookies, I'm more okay with. Nothing bunt cakes. I never thought about that, but I don't like the name.
Nothing bunt cakes.
Nothing bunt cakes. That
That one
sucks.
also start in Utah?
Is that a play on word? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's like nothing but cakes, but also what is that?
Do they sell anything other than bunt
Las
cakes?
Vegas.
No,
No, it's just bunt cakes.
just
They are
bunt
very,
cakes.
they are super, they're as focused on bunt cakes as Crumbl is on cookies.
Okay.
Your kind of joke, huh,
I
Mary Jane?
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little wordplay. Love it.
That's fun.
Cookies are good. I apologize for that as well. I've said
Yeah.
that cookies aren't good in the past. Cookies are good. This place seems like it seems like the flavor of the month, and I say that it's like the flavor of the 4 years or something. It's going to be popular for like 4 or 5 years. But I see the same ending here as I do for sprinkles in a way. Like maybe it will be last longer. Maybe it will be more popular. But I don't know. It feels like the dessert turnaround for like mainstream chains. It feels like they never last. Pinkberry. Who would have thought Pinkberry would be kind of on the outs?
People lined up for an hour for fucking Pinkberry. It's impossible to like imagine now. But that was such an LA hotspot when it first opened. For fucking Pinkberry. And
this Crumbl, it feels like it's kind of like the popular thing. I also didn't know much about it, but I'm going off the cookies here, Wags. And some of those cookies were really good. Some of them were good. When we nuked that chocolate chip cookie, it was great. Yeah. And that pink frosting one, I think that was like my fourth favorite. It was good. I even liked the chocolate Oreo one, okay, but there was two that like for me, the cinnamon roll one and the strawberry cheesecake one were like, oh, these are like really good Golden Plate Club level cookies. Now, as a whole, is the chain Golden Plate Club? No, not for me.
Wow.
Sorry, Mike.
What would be the weed equivalent of the Golden Plate Club?
The Golden Doob Club.
Yeah, you took it. I was going to say Golden Doob Club.
Okay, man. Golden Doob Club. So it's not getting in the Golden Doob Club, unfortunately.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you for lying and saying that's what you were thinking.
Because I thought it could be like Golden Bowl Club, like a plate, like a bowl, like your smoke a bowl. But then that would probably makes us think of the bowl tournament a little bit. It
makes you think of the bowl tournament. The Golden Doob Club.
Golden Doob Club is better.
Yeah, it's good.
Way better than Bong.
You could do Golden Nug. Maybe.
Golden Nug Club is pretty good.
Golden Nugget. Because
Gold Nuggets exist.
Yeah, but then maybe you're thinking too much of the casino.
Yeah, maybe you are. Or
Nugget.
Chicken McNuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're probably thinking of chicken nuggets.
So probably Golden Doob Club is the way to go.
Good.
Is there any listener listening to the podcast that's not thinking of chicken nuggets like just constantly? Sorry, folks. I had to make fun of you too. I think that I don't think it gets into the Golden Doob Club.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some of those cookies were like, oh, this delivers. This is. Two of those cookies are as hyped. The other ones are like, okay. And my thought is I think what I thought this place was for is like mom and dad bringing cookies to the kids fucking, hey, the kids are watching the Royal Rumble. Let's bring them some crumbles. That rhymed a little bit. But like for that reason, bring it to a party.
Yes.
Making kids excited, cutting them up, sharing the cookies. For that reason, I think that it's maybe a good spot, but for me, I can't go above a 3.5 Wags. 3.5 forks.
Blunts.
Fuck. 3.5 blunts.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? 3 blunts.
Wow,
3.5 blunts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is that? What is it? Three blunts and a
roach.
And a roach.
3 blunts, 1 roach.
3 blunts, 1 roach. Not the bug roach.
A bunch of listeners went,
3 blunts and 1 half-smoked wet blunt.
A bunch of our listeners are jumping up on their counters. Bad news for the counters. Wags.
As I was working my way through the bites of these 6 cookies, I started with kind of like, okay, I see what this place is doing. And then I was for a few of these bites, I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for a stretch, I was like, I think we might have another entrant in the Golden Plate Club. Now, this was before we knew about the Golden Doob Club. So those are the terms I was putting it in my head.
The Golden Nugget Club? What is it?
Doob Club.
Oh, it is the Golden Doob Club. Oh, I forgot already.
Yeah, no, we went back to Golden Doob Club.
All right, good.
Yeah. But then I had then I worked my way back through the roster and the feeling started to decline a little bit because as high as the highs were, I do feel like some of the other cookies were underperforming for the price point. And I also have to say, Mrs. Fields was brought up earlier. And I kind of feel like as cookie chains go, this is kind of like that moment when, Jeopardy was airing still in syndication and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came out for the first time. And everyone's watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's like the sensation on network TV. And Alex Trebek was just kind of like, they're doing well now. Let's see where they are in 10 years. And he was fucking right. Because you know what? Jeopardy endured and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of just... It's a syndicated version now, but it has nowhere near the cultural relevance it once did, and certainly has never surpassed Jeopardy in the cultural consciousness. Okay. And I feel like that's the same fucking place Mrs. Fields is looking at Crumbl right now. I think Mrs. Fields is going to endure, and I think Crumbl will recede. And
she's number one on my list. If I could marry Mrs. Fields, I would have it made. And probably the stock would drop. I think I would maybe eat Mrs. Fields out of house and home. I was going to say Trebek is a fucking alpha Canadian, huh?
He was great.
He
He's
sure
a
was.
fucking alpha Canadian.
R.I.P. I doubt this place's staying power. I think it's a little bit flash of the pan. I did the mentions of its TikTok explosion has me thinking that even more so.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
But Mike said it like 3 times. Were you listening to our guest?
He was next to me. It's hard to. I see you guys.
Yeah.
Before this happened, you heard a bird in Emma's Zoom through her window.
It's true.
That is true.
Excellent hearing.
It is true. It was a very specific bird that.
Yeah.
What did it sound like again? I've now forgotten, Emma.
I'll make sure it plays in the background of the whole episode. Don't worry.
Okay, great.
Yeah, try to because it's a specific bird sound, and then it maybe isn't a California bird because I was doing the call of it and you didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it.
I didn't hear you say that. I didn't realize it was a TikTok trend.
That is part of it, but I also feel like
what is the trend? What do they do? They just go to Crumbl?
They just show the cookies on TikTok, I think.
And they've got cookie drops every Sunday night so that everyone gets excited about that week's flavors.
Right. And that's another thing
That's
where it's
smart.
like,
That is smart.
it's smart marketing. It's effective marketing. Is that novelty going to endure? I don't know. I feel like I could see like a year from now, people are not as excited about the TikTok weekly cookie drop at Crumbl. But, they're doing well for themselves now.
I mean, you're going to run out of cookies, too. In a year, it's going to be like, we got the lettuce cookie Monday.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I don't want the fucking lettuce cookie.
Fucking need a lettuce cookie? What am I, a turtle? I don't want that shit. Get out of here. I think this place is good, but I don't know if it's Golden Doob Club material quite yet. And we'll see if it sticks around. We'll see if it has the cultural imprint of even Insomnia cookies, which I think I still prefer. But I did have some good cookies. So for that reason, I'll go 3 blunts and 1 roach. So wet half blunt.
Yeah, wet half blunt.
Perfect.
Great.
Great.
So no Golden Play Club for Old Crumbl.
No Golden Doob Club for Old Crumbl, but I think a good outing, and I think we were impressed by some of its wares.
I would love to just give a shout out to the toothsomeness of the bite through that pink sugar cookie.
Fuck, that was so good.
The impression that I saw of my teeth in the cookie was just extremely pleasurable. So I might have given it a higher rating if I talked more about the cookies and less about the lack of napkins.
That impression, the little we were talking about, it was like soft in that way where I was like, I don't know at first, but the impression that it left was great.
Yeah, I think it was going on that napkin shortage. The Ookie team in the back had it.
The impression that I left made me think of the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones.
Oh yeah,
one of my first concerts. I figured out what I heated up in the microwave.
What was it?
It was Krispy Kreme. When we reviewed it with Sam Sanders.
Sam Sanders,
And
yes.
you know what? Krispy Kreme kind of reminds me of this. They're weirdly kind of a similar. You get a big box of Krispy Kreme, you cut them up. I don't even want a full Krispy Kreme donut, but they'll be a hit at a party. I kind of feel the same way.
What would you rather have someone bring? Like, hey, I got this big tray of 12 Crumbl, or I got a thing of 12 hot glaze from Krispy Kreme.
That is truly a hard question.
I think I might take the donuts.
I think I maybe would go Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Especially you could get more than just the regular, like whatever.
Yeah, let's say it's just a dozen donuts or a dozen cookies.
I think that I would maybe rather have just bites of the donuts.
Yeah, I know that if I were going to rock into a wombful of if I were going to walk into a room full of friends who I knew had been smoking all day and I was going to offer them something, it would be Krispy Kreme over Crumbl.
Over.
There you go.
So is donut maybe the dark horse?
Yo.
Wow.
Whoa, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might be.
Wow. Well,
you know that I love Dickie was a very nice man every time I met him, but like the Boss Stones and like other you know of this, people who were like people who didn't want to get the vaccine, like the vaccine denier people started a band.
There's like an anti-vax ska punk supergroup, which is a little. Hopefully, no one from Real Big Fish is in it. But
they might be
investigated.
Oh, is it like no VX instead of no?
That's our Doughboys joke of the day.
That got us good. I was also there's a lot of Headgum people in here, and there was like multiple times where they were laughing so loud out there, and I was like, man, what's going on out there that's so funny instead of fucking in here? They just look at us in here, and Mike and Mary Jane are like fucking straight-faced and looking at the floor. They're having more fun outside the studio, Wags. Show sucks. Show sucks.
The show sucks. That we're agreeing. I wanted to pivot from...
Not by the fault of our great guests.
But terrific guests. Having an absolute blast today. I want to pivot from sweet stuff to savory for our segment. I've got a food stuff we're going to decide if it's worth putting in your mouth. It's snack or whack. And we had some options. I crowdsourced with Amelia and Emma, who are, younger than me and know more about weed culture, and asked for some recs for munchies. And they had some great options. But what I ended up landing with was...
Geez, must have been hard to find people who were younger than you, Wags.
Okay. What I ended up with was... a couple of classic snacks that we've never tasted on the podcast. I looked it up. We have two of my childhood favorites, chicken in a biscuit and Nabisco Better Cheddar. That's right. I've got some throwback snacks. It's Throw Snack Thursday. So I'm going to open these up and we can circulate these. Have the two of you ever had chicken in a biscuit / Better Cheddars?
I have not.
Same.
Never had either cookie.
Better Cheddars I've had. Chicken, I feel like I've tasted chicken in a biscuit before, but that was not a normal snack for me. The other ones...
I'm going to open this and pass this
Okay.
over.
The other ones weren't a normal snack for me, but I definitely have tried Better Cheddars.
Casey, you ever had any experience with a Better Cheddar or chicken in a biscuit?
Never had Better Cheddar, but I believe I've tried chicken in a biscuit before, but it's been a long time.
I'm trying not to wrinkle these too much into the microphone. Apologize to any of our listeners with misophonia, which is real, which people have.
Yeah, sure.
It's real, all right. I have misophonia. I just want to remind the Doughboys that it's real.
My life's been really hard with misophonia. It's my model / NASA working wife. Anytime I have misophonia problems, she comes home and she takes care of me. She leaves NASA to come and help me out.
To write these emails.
I did not think I was going to like these at all, but I'll say what I think. Like, that doesn't seem appealing. Chicken in a biscuit.
So they have like a weird chicken flavoring to them. They don't seem like they should work. I don't know if they have any actual chicken in them. I don't think they do, but it's like an artificial flavor. It's like kind of a wavy shape to the cracker. And
it's like chicken dust.
Yeah, it's kind of like a poultry seasoning is like the strong flavoring of it.
It's you know what it is? It's like like chicken noodle soup, whatever the spices in chicken noodle soup are. I don't know what they are, but like whatever chicken broth taste.
Yes. And the Better Cheddars are, they're a little bit easier to wrap your head around. They are like a thinner wafer and they are circular as opposed to the form factor of a Cheez-It.
These are all very interesting first experiences. Also, did you say these are cookies? Would these be considered a cookie or a cracker?
These are supposed to be crackers. They call them cookies? I might have said cookie by mistake.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
crackers.
didn't want to. Okay. I thought I knew what a cracker was.
Better Cheddars.
They're crackers.
Better Cheddars are like, we have Cheez-Its at home. You know how kids say that nowadays? Like, we got Cheez-Its at home. And it's Better Cheddars.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Better Cheddars they're light. They got a decent cheddar taste to them. But I mean, come on. Give me a fucking Cheez-It.
You just want to Cheez-It.
Oh, you want a Cheez-It.
And then the chicken one, I just wanted a Ritz.
Oh, see, I love the chicken one.
You do.
Whatever that seasoning is pretty addictive to me. Like that umami, savory, salty chicken flavoring is delicious. Like for me, that's a big time snack. It even says snack on the box. I have to agree with the chicken in a biscuit box. Snack time for for sure.
I think they're both snacks,
Mhm.
but I also have nostalgia working for me. But I'm honestly surprised they even still make better cheddars. I was just going to get chicken and a biscuit, and then I saw the better cheddars, and I was like, well, shit, these are still around. Let's see how they hold up. They are. I do like how thin they are. Like that to me is part of the fun of eating
These
them.
both feel like you got them from the 99-cent store or something. It seems like they would be hard to get a hold of now.
For sure. I'm gonna have some.
Where'd you get
chicken
them
and
from?
biscuit. Fucking Ralph's.
Wow.
I was there looking for popcorn, and there was a brand of popcorn that Amelia and Emma had recommended, but the flavors they had there were all kind of like they were like sweet already, and I was like, I don't know if I want to. Let's have something savory just to mix it up. So that's why I went
Good
this
choice.
direction.
What was the popcorn brand? Can you tell us?
I'll look it up.
Emma probably knows.
Smart food.
Smart Food. That's right. Thank you.
You
Emma.
didn't know Smart Food?
Never had it.
Whoa.
What?
That's
Really?
crazy.
You never
I
had
think so.
smart food?
Well,
I'm
this is the
floored
thing.
by
I'm not a
that.
popcorn guy. I'm kind of a popcorn.
You never had
Oh,
Smart
right.
Food?
I don't think so.
Oh,
You can
dude.
fucking
wow,
tell,
that's-
dumbass.
Yeah. Every single kernel is a perfect pop.
Is that true?
With the white cheddar
Mike's
dust.
not lying to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I'll
Perfect.
fucking
I
try
mean,
it.
like, it is like it's bagged popcorn, but it's so much about the cheese. I think you would like it because it's like more about. You don't like popcorn because like the kernels too, but the cheese flavor is what it's all about with Smart
Okay.
Food.
and I feel like they remove the kernels somehow. Like I don't
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
not
you
too
get
bad.
any
Yeah,
of those
you
like
don't- you
weird
don't-
little bits in your teeth. Or,
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
like movie theater popcorn or
Mm-mm.
something. You've never had Smart Food.
Everyone is fucking
What?
incensed.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is
Casey,
crazy.
isn't that kind of crazy?
It is kind of wild. It's like a staple like snack. The little black bag of
Yeah,
popcorn, white
I've
cheddar
seen the
popcorn.
bag. I'm just like, I don't need to have this.
You never had it.
No, I've never had it.
God, you are a robot in many ways. And this is one of those ways. This is strange to me. This is like, I feel like I feel like you can't get out of childhood without having it.
Childhood?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Boyhood.
about? I don't remember those from childhood.
Do you remember how in Boyhood when they transitioned to him being like going to college, he has a bag of Smart Food?
Right, Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun is playing in the background. It's like, oh, I see what year it is. I think these are both good. Any other snack or whack verdicts? Chicken and a biscuit, better cheddars?
I agree with you, Mitch. Like the Oreo versus Hydrox of a Cheez-It versus
Yeah.
better cheddar. Yeah, I think a better cheddar is kind of whack. But a
I
chicken
don't
and
even
biscuit's
know.
a
I don't
snack.
even know if I would give it a whack because like they taste fine.
Yeah.
I'm not. If there's a big bowl of these and there's no snack around, I'll eat a few of them.
Absolutely.
I might have a couple more right now actually. But Cheez-It just right. Come
Yeah.
on, Cheez-It.
Soft snack? I'll do a soft snack.
Soft snack is fair.
Soft snack. I'm soft snack on
Limp snack.
I think I'm limp snack on both as well. I think I'm a limp
Okay.
snack. Because I liked that flavor of the chicken and the biscuit, but I didn't love it as much as you. I'm maybe more with you, Mary Jane, of like it's interesting, but I think I would rather have a Ritz.
I would rather have a Ritz and maybe like bust out some chicken ramen from the cabinet and then just dust it with some of that chicken
There you
ramen
go.
flavoring. I feel like that would give me the
Oh, that's fun.
buttery, salty, chickeny.
You are good
Melt.
at making stone like that.
Yeah,
maybe
that's-
that's why I was like bag of Doritos, and you're like making stuff. So there is a big difference.
We did talk about it in the cookie section, but on those fishing boats that you worked on, Mary Jane, you were the cook and you would make fresh baked chocolate chip cookies for all of the fishermen on your boat.
Wow! Holy shit!
I had to bake 12 dozen cookies a day. It was pretty awesome. It was like a life lesson on how to keep.
How many crew?
Yeah,
were
how many
there?
fishermen?
We were just 3 on the boat, but then we were a tender, so we were actually going out to the fishing grounds and then making sure that all of the little boats that were out there fishing had everything that they needed to keep fishing, and we would buy
okay.
their fish from them and then bring that fish into the cannery and then load up with ice and go back out. So we were a go-between, and so we gave them like cookies to keep them happy and all that kind of stuff. So I learned how
That's
to
wild.
Wild life.
bake at sea. It was cool.
That's
Did
amazing.
you ever have like big swells, or did you ever have like was it ever? Did you ever see the perfect storm?
I did go overboard one time.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God.
It was a bad situation and I felt
What
really
the fuck?
stupid. But generally it was like, beautiful, calm, gorgeous.
How did you go over? What happened?
It was I had a premonition about it. We were coming in to tie up and I was in the galley canning salmon and the captain called down from the wheelhouse, like, get ready to come out and tie up. And it was at night. And as we were pulling in, I tripped over the line that was coiled on the deck and I went in as the boat was pulling in to dock. And so I was
one of the more
between
dangerous spots to go in.
Totally.
Shit.
So I was between the pilings and the boat, but luckily there was someone on the dock who saw it happen, and he shouted out to the captain, who threw it in reverse, and they pulled me out of the water like an ashamed wet seal.
And you couldn't, like, at that point they still had to pull you out from the boat, or
I mean, they could have left me in there.
but could you not like you couldn't go to shore or something, or was it like
no, because it was it was just like the pilings were in deep water.
Oh shit! Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
And also I just know that's a danger. Like you can get like crushed. Like that's a bad spot to go down.
totally could have popped me like a grape.
That's fucking wild.
Did you have a life vest on?
No,
Oh my God.
just my extra tufts, and yeah.
What did they shout, man overboard?
Yes.
They actually shout that?
Yep.
Wow.
The guy
Wow.
standing on the dock shouted, "Man overboard," and
Wow.
they
Yeah.
saved my life.
Wow.
What do you think would happen if we fell overboard?
4 men overboard.
Well, first of all, they'd be reacting to the boat going up so high. They'd be shooting into the sky. It would be like a sky ship. One of Bowser's sky ships. Saw the Mario movie. It's all right. You loved it.
I liked it a lot.
You loved
I
it.
really liked the Mario movie, yeah.
Very excited to sit in the back corner with a vape and watch it on like an afternoon.
It's a fun way to do it.
You know, Pratt is one of my boys. I don't want to talk too bad about the movie.
Mhm.
He's one of my guys.
Yeah.
He listens every week.
He does have misophonia.
He does have misophonia.
Oh no, I've been crunching into the microphone.
It's a beautiful looking movie.
That's the thing. This
It's a
is the
beautiful
thing.
looking movie.
This is 90% of my enthusiasm for it is that I feel like it is such it's such a beautiful visual spectacle,
Mhm.
and I think it does such a great job of like capturing what's joyous about the video game and then translating that cinematically.
Mm.
And I just like that communal experience of sitting in a theater with a bunch of families and everyone's just having a fucking blast and like reacting to the Mario fan service, and it just looks gorgeous. I just like I thought it was great. I had a blast.
You know my complaint, and I never in a million years thought I would say this ever. Too much Kongs. Too many Kongs. Just too much Kong going on in the Mario movie. I want less Kong. I want more Mario.
The bombshell for me was they retconned some Kong canon, and because Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong's grandfather, and in the movie they're like Cranky Kong. It says my son Donkey Kong, and later on Donkey Kong is talking about his like disappointing his dad Cranky Kong, and he and Mario are fucking bonding over that. Oh. I don't know why they made that change.
Fucking bullshit.
You're turning red.
I'm fucking mad right now.
It disrupts the timeline of like when did the Great Ape War take place, and also Wrinkly Kong, Cranky Kong's dead wife, who's a ghost, dies without explanation between Donkey Kong Donkey Kong Country 3 and Donkey Kong 64.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is now Donkey Kong's mom. So he's dealing with like a mom who's a ghost, which is its own thing. Like it's a little bit more loaded than Grandma's a ghost, you know?
Who's the other Kong that was missing that we like? The one who throws the barrels?
Well, there was no. We didn't see Lanky Kong. We didn't see Funky Kong.
No,
we
the evil.
See...
You know the bad Kong who we're talking about. You know.
Oh, the Manky Kongs.
Manky Kong.
This is the thing. Manky Kongs are canonically in dispute. Like, there's some talk about how is that a translation error and like a manual? Do Manky Kongs actually exist?
Manky Kongs exist,
but they're like those are like the bad Kongs in some of the Donkey Kong Country games.
Manky Kongs exist.
And you saw this with families?
Yeah, it's explaining some Kong lore to all of them.
There were no children in my row. I went to a late night screening of Super Mario Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm.
We're childless, but we still will discuss this till we're 80 years old.
Yeah, this will be a topic of discussion for a while. Did you like it more than The Whale?
Yes.
I liked it more than The Whale.
I liked it more than The Whale.
Sure, yeah.
Do I love the characters in The Whale? Yes. Do I wish there was more jacking off in the Mario movie? Yes. Do I wish there was more meatballs in the Mario movie? Yes.
This is what I think would be shocking if you like someone who's like, hey, there's this movie. Brendan Fraser plays this person who's very heavy, and this movie called The Whale. He just showed them the poster and told them the premise, and they're like, and then there's a movie like the Super Mario video game. They made that into a movie called the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Which ones has meatballs in it?
Which one has more meatballs? They're like,
The whale!
It's the whale's got
The
more
whale's
meatballs
got
than
more
the Mario
fucking
movie.
meatballs than Mario.
This guy's fucking housing meatballs the whole time. Not a meatball to be found in the fucking Mario movie. Maybe one of Mario's family members is slurping them up at the family dinner, but...
Where, by the way, Mario doesn't like mushrooms. What the fuck is that shit?
I thought that was cute.
I'm fucking pissed off.
That's a cute joke. That's a cute joke.
Let's end the fucking episode.
We have to answer a question. Just like a restaurant, we value your feedback. Let's open up the feedback. And today we have an email from Meg. Meg writes, wow. With the is Christmas a cookie holiday debate, which came up earlier, it got me thinking about the other holidays and what foods belong with them. Which holiday is a meat holiday? Which holiday is a fish holiday? A veggie holiday? A bread/carb holiday, etc.? Come back to Cleveland. Okay.
I'm back to Cleveland. All right. Oh.
Any other
The
holidays?
Hollywood Handbook boys are here. We're gonna get bullied. We gotta fucking wrap this
Are
up.
they who are recording after
brother.
us?
Shit.
Oh boy, here we go. I was going to
Also,
say.
can I say this too?
Yeah.
When you see like the whale poster and the Super Mario Bros. Poster, like which movie do you think will have more jacking off to gay porn in it? And
Yeah.
you're like the whale.
It's gotta
And
be
then
the whale.
Super Mario movie has more of it. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I mean, a clear meat holiday to me is like the summer holidays. You know, you're talking about like your July 4th. We're talking about like a Labor Day. You know, these are big barbecuing holidays. I feel like people are grilling meats.
I feel like Valentine's Day is a meat holiday.
Valentine's Day, interesting
I like that.
candidate. I do like that.
And also, you know what? Like a big prime rib on Valentine's Day. That's kind of fun.
So hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Big juicy meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old slab.
Yeah. I mean Halloween candy, right?
Sure, candy holiday.
Candy holiday. I feel like there's such a collection of like Memorial, 4th, veteran, like they're all hot dog holidays.
A lot of hot dog
A
holidays.
lot of hot
Yeah,
dog holidays,
absolutely.
Yeah.
which is great. I like a hot dog holiday. Labor Day, a hot dog holiday, right?
Yeah,
You can
gotta
do
be.
some dogs. Any of like the 3-day weekend holidays are a hot dog holiday.
Our one of our Discord moderators, Fish,
Mhm.
favorite holiday is Labor Day, like me. Loves hot dogs.
You
I can't
fucking
imagine how many hot
sick-
dogs he's having on Labor Day.
You sick fucks. Favorite holiday is Labor Day.
Great holiday.
These weirdos.
Great holiday. You just like the whole thing.
Santa.
There's no family. There's no family
Santa.
obligation. You get time off of work, and it's a salute to labor, which is it's an important part of that's the whole fucking workforce.
We shouldn't work in the modern world.
I agree with you.
There you go.
Just to give us a fucking day.
You're saluting capitalism, you piece of
That's
shit.
no, it's an anti-capitalist thing.
I don't know.
We should be celebrating May Day here, the International Workers' Day. We
That's-
don't do it. We have Labor Day.
Yeah, that feels like a fish day.
Yeah,
May Day.
there you go.
Eat some fish.
Santa. That's all I'm gonna say. Santa.
Santa's a more capitalist than fucking anybody.
He makes his toys himself.
Yeah, with a fucking arm, like a bunch of non-union elves working for
They're
him.
happy as hell.
No, they don't have health care.
No.
You don't think they've ever tried to unionize and Santa squash
He's
that?
never done that.
Shut it down.
Unions are good for other polls, but not our poll.
It's like Delta. They might not be union, but people are enjoying themselves there.
Bread carb holiday. I mean, I do feel like. First off, I'll
So we're
say,
breaking it down to each meat holiday, carb holiday.
no. I mean, these are just general categories. We've got other
What was the
categories.
question again? I've now lost it.
Which has
What-
more Jack? No, what is it?
Yeah, which has more gay porno jacking off, Mario or the whale? What other holidays and what foods belong to them? That was the question. I mean, like I always say, look, Easter I associate with ham and with chocolates, as everyone fucking knows. This is it a ham holiday? Is it a chocolate holiday? I think it's a chocolate.
I don't
holiday or
think
a candy
Easter.
holiday.
I think Easter more is a candy. I
It's
don't
a
know
candy
about
holiday.
chocolate. But you get the big chocolate bunny.
It's a candy holiday. I'll concede it's a candy.
I
holiday.
agree with you. I think Easter is the ham holiday.
Yeah,
it's the
ham holiday. Okay,
You
great.
eat ham. You and I can shake hands on this one. Ham
Okay, great.
holiday for
Yeah.
Easter. I think Christmas is like a tough. Thanksgiving obviously gets turkey, but what do you do? What is weird? How do you classify Christmas?
It's a cookie holiday. We've established that comes from your mom. That comes from Mrs. Mitchell
Hold on
herself.
a second. My mom did say that, but she wasn't saying that it's a cookie holiday more than anything else.
Oh, so now the debate is it not whether or not it is a cookie holiday, but is it a cookie holiday above all?
I don't think it is a cookie holiday above all.
Wow.
I really don't. Like more so than like roast goose or something. I would think that Christmas has got I think about that more than cookies.
It's
No,
a nog holiday?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it's more of a nog holiday than it is a cookie holiday.
Wow.
Nog
Holy
and
smokes.
goose. Yes, I'm with you on that.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
There it is.
I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I should just shut up. That's so crazy.
I can't tell if Mike is making fun of it or he is in shock, but either way, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I really am, because I was racking my brain. I was like, maybe it's a candy cane holiday, but I don't think it is. I think it's a more nog and goose.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Nog and goose.
Wow.
And St. Patrick's Day, you know that's corned beef.
Mm-hmm.
You got your red meat there.
Fucking alcohol.
What about, I'm racking my brain for a
Alcohol.
New Year's. Like,
Champagne holiday.
oh, yeah.
You're right. You pop the
I
champagne.
guess it's just a
Yeah.
champagne holiday. What else is it going to be? There's no other food primarily associated with it.
Oh, I will add one other one. Bicycle Day is a mushroom holiday.
That's right.
What the hell is going on? Explain it. You take mushrooms and you ride around on a bike. Is that kind of part of it?
Mary Jane, you're the journalist for Rolling Stone.
It's 419. So the day before this comes out, right? So 419 is the day where the grandfather of LSD discovered the properties of the psychedelic as he rode his bike home from the lab.
Wow.
Albert Hoffman
wow.
tripped super, super, super hard on the way home on a bicycle ride that has, now become a holiday.
What year was this? Do you know?
Like 1936.
Damn,
sometime
tripping
around there.
out.
Wow.
You're like, I'm gonna trip on. I'm gonna listen to music. It's like,
Fucking Glenn Miller Big Band.
it's like sitting there, like, whoa,
Dude, have you heard this? The Count Basie Orchestra.
Exactly.
Have you
that
ever-
is wild. A bike. Well, hold on. Before you, what is 420 then?
420
Besides
is
the smoking holiday,
we
of
did say it
course.
was Cookie Holiday earlier, but
We
I don't,
did.
it might not. Maybe it's not primarily a Cookie Holiday.
so the origins of the number 420 are traced all the way back to a group of friends who used to get high together back in the 70s in San Rafael, California, and they were known as the Waldos, and they used to meet at 420 after school and get stoned together.
So it wasn't the police code, because that was the rumor forever. Was it was a police code? That's bunk.
It's bunk that came from these friends
Debunking.
in NorCal, and then they had like a treasure map that they thought would lead them to a weed grow, a secret weed grow. So they would meet, they would get high, and then they would try and find this secret weed grow. And then gradually that term 420 for like the time to get high made its weed way into Grateful Dead culture, and then they spread it across the country.
That is. I had no idea. This is fascinating.
Yeah, the Waldos, they're all still around. They're all still friends.
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
So maybe brownies for
a brownie
the
holiday?
Yeah, maybe it's a brownie holiday.
I think that's good.
Brownie's pretty good.
Yeah.
Brownie is pretty good.
Donut holiday.
And then the
holiday.
Waldos.
The wall. That's the name they gave themselves because they would meet on a wall out back behind San
Was
Rafael
one
High
of them
School.
possibly wearing a red and white striped shirt and hat?
Probably.
Wow.
There you go. 420 is a brownie holiday. Christmas is a nog holiday. And if you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, email us at doughboyspodcast@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GO-DOUGH. That's 830-463-6844. And you can get the Doughboys Double, our weekly bonus episode, by joining the Golden or Platinum Plate Club at patreon.com/doughboys. You can also check out the Weed and Grub podcast. Mary Jane Gibson, Mike Glazer. Tell us about the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Please take it away, Mary Jane.
Follow us at Weed and Grub. We drop weekly eps. We have a great time talking about weed and food and everything under the sun. Those are the cornerstones for conversations about literally everything that we are enjoying at the moment.
Wow.
It's a good time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a listen. You guys rule.
Thank
We
you.
love
And-
having you.
Also, I should mention, this episode is coming out on 420. Later today, as of this episode's release, our buddy John Gabris here at Headgum is having a 420 live stream.
Yeah.
You both are going to guest on it. I am going to guest on it. And,
I'll be in Costa Rica, dude.
but check that out. Emma, do you know what? Is that going to be on the Headgum live YouTube? Or is that where is that going? Where can people find that?
It's going to be at moment.co/high and mighty.
Great. Check that out. Moment.co/high and mighty. Join us later today if you're listening to this episode
Wow.
as it drops. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, and check out Mary Jane's Instagram. It's the Mayo for me. I got to plug it on here because it's a great Instagram where she makes sandwiches and talks about how
Oh my God.
policies need to change.
I don't know if I even follow. I got to follow it. That's fantastic.
Thank you. It's a good time. I make sandwiches and talk about sexism.
Wow.
Wow.
Sometimes it's a good time. The sandwiches are
I'll
good.
listen on mute.
that'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. Till next time, for the Spoonman, Mike Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. Happy eating.
See ya.
Happy 420.
Emma, will you play the bird chirp at the end?
Think you can ad read with the big boys, meaning the Doughboys? Then shoot your shot to become Doughboys Ad Chad. We're putting out a search for the fan who's the cream of the crop at cold reading commercial copy. The finalists will be revealed on a June episode of Doughboys Double, and the winner will receive a 1-month paid gig as our promo reader. Wow. Info on how to submit and the test copy is on our social media. We want you to be our ad chab. Ad Chad. Emma, can you fix that in the edit? Sources for the intro are in the episode description.
That was a Headgum podcast.